All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Saints of the Most High Yah. Pastor Rufus here from Servants of Yah. Appreciate y'all coming in, joining me this morning. Hallelujah. For some of y'all, it's evening if you're listening in from other countries like some do. Glory to the King. Bless y'all. Appreciate y'all coming in here today. As you can see, simple title today. I'm going to show y'all what a kangaroo court looks like. Hopefully, I don't even have to be before y'all long today. As I sift and I go through information and come up with stuff to address the major flaw and issue and sin that's going on in Israel, these are things that the Most High put on my heart and say they're important for you to pull out, show the people, and really call it for what it is so that we don't have to sugarcoat and become, what's the word I want to say, abstract in our speaking, because we're supposed to be Hebrews, right? So we're supposed to be speaking concretely. Well, when you get a kangaroo court, all that goes out the window. Hallelujah. I do appreciate y'all joining me today. Send some shout outs here. Appreciate you coming in here. Brother Timothy Swapshire. Shalom, my brother. Blessings. Kitchen Clock. Blessings. My brother Rory, bless you, my brother. Shalom. Elder Brent, the Honorable Elder Brent. Praise Yah. Bless you. Appreciate you joining me. Odell, my brother Dale. Bless you, brother. Good to see you. Nikki Wildflower, good to see you, my sister. Glory to the King. Elder, the Honorable Elder Chris. Blessings. Blessings. Brother in the body of Yahawashah. Bless you, my brother. Bless you. Appreciate you coming. Woman of Wazo, blessings. Michelle, blessings. Mama Clay, shalom and blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings. House of Lamar, appreciate you being here, my brother. Glad you can put that axe down for a hot minute and listen. Praise Yah. I know you get after it out there. Glory to King. My brother Ryan, bless you, brother. War Sheep Podcast and Reactions. Very good breakdown the other day, last night on Witnesses. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Jay Moshe, blessings. Rob, I don't know. Hold on. Barabanoff. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I didn't, if I butchered it. Appreciate you being here, though. And happy second day to you as well. Hey, look, if y'all notice, I kind of cut the intro a little bit today because I want to get to this and get done with it. I want to show what it is. It's probably 12, 13 minutes of testimony. What I really want y'all to hear in this video today is Elder Becker. Elder Becker. I want y'all to hear his testimony. This video is the full length version, y'all, of the video that was done, the meeting that was done when they did not allow me to come and face my accusers, when they were able to literally rape the minds of the saints. And I know that's a strong word. Maybe I should use a different word. Molest the minds of the saints and get them to view me in the light and the eyes that thou had viewed me. Now, mind you, all these people up here had partaken in this and they had saw this wickedness and this evil take place. But I want y'all clearly to hear Elder Becker's testimony. And I'm going to break it down so you can have a full understanding of what is going on, because the Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And a lot of times, because of fear, double-mindedness comes out of people that are fearful of other men, or fearful of their livelihood being taken from them, or fearful of what a man can do for you. Even though the Bible tells us clearly we don't need to be concerned with that. That man does not control the power of life and death. That's the one you need to be concerned with, not the one that can take worldly things from you. Hallelujah. But I want y'all to hear Elder Becker's portion. There's going to be a little bit at the end of Elder Mitchell that I think is very important for you to hear as well, so you can see how hypocritical this kangaroo court and everybody that participated in it is going to face the judgment from it. I'm telling y'all, this is right before this. I ain't going to play that part for you, but Mir made a statement that this is serious. This is very serious. And he didn't lie, because it is. They didn't take it as such, but it is. They don't have an understanding of how the Most High looks at this. For you to do what you did here and to think that this is righteous and you're not going to be severely judged by the Father, it's a sad mistake. But I want y'all to listen to things closely, because Elder Becker says a whole lot, but it's extremely confusing because he has to become abstract in his speech because he's fearful of what Dow will do to him. Hallelujah. Which to me, he's a man. Dow can't do nothing to him. If I'm Elder Becker, I tell Dow, will bump that. You do what you do, stay down the hill. I do what I do, and I stay up here. We ain't talking to each other anyway. You don't communicate with me. I don't have any relationship with you right now. You don't have none with me. So at the end of the day, you should have voted on the side of righteousness instead of trying to please this man that at one time in your eyes, Elder Becker, probably was the man of Yah, but I guarantee you don't see him as that now. But I get it. You thinking you taking the David approach, and you just I'm gonna just not challenge him and let the Most High do and all that. Well, okay, it's time though. I heard what Mother Carol said, and for those of you that were looking, I do apologize. I said you could go over to my community channel and see what that interpretation that Mother Carol gave from it's a tongues interpretation. She gave it during the time frame this was going down. Matter of fact, we were in the one meeting that I did have at Straightway. That was a week after the meetings we had in Wisconsin, the leadership meetings. So 1 week later, I did get to meet at Straightway with these wicked judges, right? With these wicked leaders, right? And during that meeting, she sent this and texted to Dow. And Dow tried to use it against me, right? Saying like, y'all's talking about me. But we know if y'all going to deal with Israel, he going to deal with the head. And since Dow has put himself in that position, we know that Yah was talking to Dow. But if you want to see that interpretation, it is over on my channel now. I thought I had already put it up, and I apologize, I had not. And I think it was maybe Mama Neighbors. I think it was Mama Neighbors that said in there last night. I couldn't find it. So I went and I realized you didn't put it up. Man, so I apologize, saints. It's up now, though. I went up immediately and put it up. It's up now. It was 6 things that the Most High Yah had interpreted through tongues, and I put it up. And you'll see that all of that is coming true, that it is being manifest. But with that being said, let me double check to make sure. I see we got comments in there, but no one gave me ones to see if the volume is good and y'all are hearing me clearly. So I need to see some ones before I go forward with the video. Glory to the King. Praise ye Yahweh. If you have questions, please save your questions for the end of the broadcast. I always leave time for questions at the end. You have to preference it by putting a question mark, putting the letter Q, or writing out the word question so that I know you're asking a question and you're not just making a statement. But please hold those to the end, because I don't want questions coming up now, because if I see it, it'll start distracting me and then I'll get off point and then I have to get back on point. But y'all do a good job of listening. Y'all do a good job of reminding me when I do get off point. All right. All right. Without further ado, looks like the volume is good. You can hear me well. Let's move forward with this and let's go. Now, mind you, I'm only going to play Elder Becker's portion, and then a little bit. You'll see it a little bit at the end with Elder Mitchell. Let's go.
Hey, glory to the King. A lot's been said here, and I mean, definitely it's telling everybody what, of course, our side of the story is, but I'll give you a little bit of my background in this whole situation, and what was said for that audio that was done with the Straightway Georgia brothers. I really started to get knowledge of this back, I don't know, I guess it was in January, and that was through Pastor Dowell.
That's a key point, y'all. I know we're just getting going, and I know y'all say, man, Pastor, you always stopping. Well, you need understanding, darn it. You need understanding. Because it's been said a million times out here by Pastor Dow that I went behind the scenes and I spit in the ears of the elders. Remember him saying that all the time? I went in and spit in the elder, all that. Listen to what Elder Becker says right here. He just told you that he heard it from Pastor Dow, not me, y'all. I didn't call Elder Becker. It was Pastor Dow. And y'all need to really listen closer to the things that Dow be communicating to Becker during this time frame. But he just admitted that it was Pastor Dow that brought this to him, not me. And it happened in January. So that's right before we went to the leadership meeting, y'all. I didn't say a word to Becker. Dow brought it to Becker. And I remember he touted, we never said anything to anybody in our communities. Nobody in the communities knew. Remember he says that? He's lying. Because he went to Elder Becker about this. Mind you, this is before the meeting. So mind you, I had not had the confrontational conversation with him at this time. But he went to Elder Becker. About what? What would he have to go to Elder Becker for? Y'all got to listen real close. Listen close. Elder going to tell y'all a lot. Let's go.
And he had called me on the phone one day. We were discussing some things, and he was telling some things that were going on.
He was doing this. Dow was telling him some things that were going on. Like what? Dow made y'all all think that all this started when I dishonored and disrespected him in Wisconsin. Why is he having a conversation about me with Elder Becker? Why is he doing it? Let's go.
And I was kind of really disturbed about it because, you know, between the relationship him and Pastor Rufus has, it's kind of tough to fathom that it was getting someplace, right?
Y'all understanding what Elder's saying right here? See, I have to break this down because Elder's speaking so abstractly, y'all. I got to break down what Elder's telling y'all. He's saying that, where's this coming from, Dow? Where's this coming from? Remember, Becker don't know that I called Dow at the beginning of December, y'all. At the beginning of December 9th at 9:09 a.m. on a Friday. December 9th. This is January. And Dow is going to him, telling him that me and Pastor Rufus got issues. And Elder Becker's telling you he's disturbed by it because of how great our relationship is. Listen close. This is before Wisconsin, y'all. Before. Dow want all y'all to believe that everything started when I, quote unquote, dishonored him and disrespected him in Wisconsin. Becker's showing y'all all here now. That's a lie. And he's also showing you it wasn't me putting this information out to the saints. It was Dow. Let's go. Because mind you, if he's called Becker, who else you think he talked to about? Who else do you think that he said something to about? This is how I knew he had been talking to Daniel Muir, y'all. And we caught him in that lie in the meeting that he hadn't been talking to Muir. We had proof that he had talked to Muir. But he claimed he hadn't. I need y'all to listen close. Let's go.
Right. So I reached out to Elder Crago to get an understanding of what was going on because he's close to, you know, Pastor Rufus, obviously, and they talk a lot. So that's where I get a more of an understanding about, you know, the video aspect, about the accusations that Pastor Dow was doing the videos directly to Pastor Rufus. And I also found in that conversation that Elder Crago had also, like Elder Mitchell, instructed Pastor Rufus to go back to his brother to, you know, continue on hitting him. And that's when I also found out that Pastor Rufus had refused because at that point he wanted witnesses. Because
is that not the book, y'all? Now, see, I got Elder Brent, and he in here. I think I saw Elder in here earlier. And I had Elder Mitchell coming to me after I had already explained to them that I did the first biblical step and went to my brother. I did. I followed the first biblical step. I followed it. Please rewind. Why does it need to be rewound? Sister Angela, I think we good. Y'all can go back and rewind it later. I'm going to keep moving forward. I had already went to Pastor Dow. And I told Elder Brent and I told Elder Mitchell. They both told me, please go back. And I declined it because I said, that's not the Bible. It doesn't tell me to go twice, 3 times, 4 times. Why does Dow get to be special? Why does he get to do something? Why do we got to do something different with him than we would do with any other brother? And these are the instructions that the Messiah gave us to do. So I'm supposed to have more honor and more respect for Dow than the Messiah. I told them. They asked me several times to go back, but I knew what spirit I was dealing with, y'all. I knew what spirit I was dealing with. I knew what spirit I was dealing with. Oh, I think I know. I think I know why you said go back now. When I wasn't looking in the chat room, Sister Angela, and you probably wanted me to go back at the beginning when the elder said what he said. I apologize. I wasn't looking then. I know what you was asking for now. But it's at the 10. Well, you can watch this video. It's at the 102. If you're watching the long version, it's like 102 and 30 seconds is where you need to start. All right. But I was not going to go against the book. I told them, and I think that Elder Mitchell definitely, I don't know about Elder Brent. He can testify if he did or not. But I think Elder Mitchell was offended by it. I know for a fact he was because he said it. He said it in either this one or another video. He said it. That he said if he just wouldn't have been so stubborn and just did what we asked him to do, I think this would have been different. I think you're wrong, Elder Mitchell. I think you're 100% wrong. Going back to Dow wouldn't have changed anything. It would not have. This thing was already fully entrenched in his heart. Again, he's telling you now through Elder Becker how he went to Elder Becker in January. So this is a month later. This is a month later, y'all. Me and Dow ain't talking in between this time. We're not having any conversations, y'all. Any conversations. But he goes to Becker to tell him, and then Becker's going to reveal something else here real soon, okay? I want y'all to listen close what he's going to reveal, all right? And this is what he reveals here soon is going to show you. Remember when I told y'all about the Daniel Muir thing, that we knew he was talking to Daniel Muir about it because of the Blog Talk situation where they left the phone part of Blog Talk on, and all the people that were listening on the phone, they were able to hear the conversation between Dow and Muir. And Dow had made that statement about how I'm going to, when Muir made the statement about, I can't wait to get to the leadership meeting. And Dow's response was, yeah, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that spirit. And that scared saints that was listening, some of the sisters that was listening hung the phone up immediately like, whoa, what is Pastor talking about? He just told Pastor Muir at the leadership meeting, he going to get some spirit. Elder Mitchell knows that because those women were at his community and they went directly to him when they heard it. But when we get to the leadership meeting, we asked Dow about this, and he lies and said he was speaking about a general brother that lives in Indiana. And we said, Dow, there's no way possible because you and Daniel was having a conversation about the leadership meeting. So you were speaking about a leader. Which leader is it? And that's when why we got to do it? You start blowing up, right? Elder Becker's finna show y'all the truth in this. He's finna admit, too, that Dow did this. Why? Because Dow did the same with him that he did with Muir. Let's go.
Because as you heard earlier, apparently he had called Pastor Dowell to find out some videos previous to that. And I was under the understanding that the matter was settled, at least in my head. I thought it was what I heard. But obviously on Pastor Rufus' part, it was not settled because he was asking for witnesses to bear witness to what was being said about his work ethic and all these other things. And honestly, because my understanding is that it was settled that at that time, there was no need for witnesses. It's because it's clear in Matthew 18 that if you're not settled, the person you go to, you get two witnesses or two judges and bring them in and let them hear about it. But I never went any farther than that. So it was only after the other consequential videos played after that is my understanding is that when Pastor Rufus believed Pastor Dow was speaking at him. And we had a similar situation back in 2000, whatever it was, Pastor Dow and I were a part of. I don't want to go back to nothing, but I'm familiar with what he's talking about, the shotgun method and that kind of thing. So
now let me stop for a minute because I just got reminded of something that's very, very important. Very, very important. You guys remember Dow stating publicly many, many times, especially in this meeting, he claims he had no knowledge, right, of any issues between me and him. No knowledge of it until we got to that meeting. Remember in Wisconsin? Remember he said he felt ambushed. I didn't know what was going on. I just go in there and they come at me with all these accusations. If that's the case, why is he having that was in February, y'all. The leadership meeting was in February. Why is he having a conversation with Elder Becker in January about issues? And Elder's going to reveal it to y'all because I'm going to just tell it so y'all can, when you hear it, we can just keep rolling. Elder's going to tell you in this that Dow literally told him what he was going to do to me at the leadership meeting. He did. Now, mind you, Dow's so dumb, y'all. The spirit got him so jacked up. He didn't just tell it to Elder Becker. He told it to multiple people. I got text receipts of that. He told it to multiple people what he was planning to try to do to me at the leadership meeting. Now, we ain't got no issues. Why are you going to do something to me at the leadership meeting? If you're not talking about me in all of these videos with the shotgun method, even though you're talking about me specifically, why do you got to deal with me in the leadership meeting? And see, why Becker's vexed is because think about how the leaders, if they watching these videos and they're thinking, he talking about me. He talking about me. He talking about me. Then they get to the leadership meeting and Dow starts attacking me specifically. How you think all of them gonna take it? Like, what is going on? This is why Becker was vexed, y'all. This is why he said he was gravely concerned. This is why the elders, Becker, Brent, Mitchell, wanted us to meet before going in front of the leaders. That's how this meeting came. I didn't call for this meeting, y'all. I was on my way up there on that Thursday. I was fine. I was prepared because I knew what that spirit was going to do. So I was prepared to deal with that spirit in the meeting in front of all the people. What they didn't want was the confrontation between me and Dow in front of the leaders is what they didn't want. Becker's going to admit this. Just listen close. All right.
So anyway, I talked to Elder Craig, got a little more information on it. And then Pastor Dow told me something that he was planning on doing at the leadership meeting. Because he obviously...
Y'all heard that, right? Dow had shared with him some plans that he was planning on doing at the leadership meeting. He was told him exactly what he was going to do to me at the leadership meeting. Yep. Now, here's the thing. This is in January, y'all. Remember, Dow said, hey, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know I don't know where these accusations are coming from. I have no idea. Blah, 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 blah. This is clearly two men in a controversy. Is it not? Now we in Deuteronomy 19, y'all. Now we there. See, now y'all see the proof of how they have butchered and lied and manipulated and pulled this cloak over you because they don't think you're going to get this information that's being said and told behind the scenes. The liars. Now can you clearly see how we fit Deuteronomy 19 and how he butchered it because he said, even though I'm not a part of the controversy, I don't know what he got going on. But you clearly hear him telling that he told Elder Becker in January. So guess who else he told? Pastor Mir. Guess who else? I ain't going to say these other names. I got other names that he told too. Y'all. So he's just lying to you guys when he gets up here and says, I had no knowledge of any accusations. I had no knowledge of nothing. I was just caught off guard. You lying dog, Dal. Let's go.
You could see something was going on there with Pastor Rufus. I don't know if you talked to him personally other than the one time that they had talked. But
no, Elder, we did not. After December 9th, me and Dal didn't talk. When I saw him reject me on December 10th, our communication cut off then. And that's why Elder Brent and Elder Mitchell was asking me, please go back. And I'm like, no, the book don't say that. When you've been rejected, it tells you clearly, go get one or two more. That's what I did with Elder Brent and Elder Mitchell. And I told them I'm not going before him again without witnesses. Because why? It's going to be my word against his. And guess what he's going to do? I got a 30-year track history. This dude is lazy. This dude is lethargic. Look how fat he is. Oh, my God. He's just so obese. Oh, my God. Oh. That's what he's going to do, y'all. That's what he's going to do. And I knew that. So I'm like, no, we're going to follow the book. Next time I go before him, I'm going to have witnesses. And that's what Wisconsin ended up being. A meeting with me and witnesses going against Dow. Elder Mitchell started that conversation, y'all, in Wisconsin. I wish they would release that tape. You know they're not because it's incriminating the Dow. They're not. Let's go.
So I was very concerned because I sat in a lot of these judgments with Pastor Rufus over the years, correctly? I mean, I've seen the stance that he's taken when it comes to defending Pastor Dow. And when you have people sitting in the chairs you're in.
Now, I need y'all to listen close because this is important. I don't defend Dow. I defend truth. Always have, always will. You got to listen to him close. In his mind, he views it as me defending Dow. But listen to him as he keeps talking. What he's going to tell you is that I keep order in these meetings. I don't let people get out of order in these ecclesiastical councils. I don't let people just go crazy with the accusations and bring up stuff that ain't got nothing to do with this. And I don't let them get out of line and disrespect not just Dow, any of the other leaders there. I don't let it happen. I make sure in the ecclesiastical councils that everything is solid, on point, and it's by the book. We ain't getting out of line. We ain't getting ghetto. It ain't happening. Not during this meeting. Not before y'all. You're going to hear him say that. So I want to clear that up. I don't defend Dow. I defend truth. Let's go.
For adjudicating the matter, he would be the first one every time. You can ask these my leaders here. Every time that would come to the defense of Pastor Dow, and he would stop the people from, either dishonoring him or getting loud or whatever the case.
Now y'all hearing what I actually do. That ain't defending Dow. That's defending the biblical process. That's trying to keep things in order. Now, most of the time, these people will come in crazy at Dow or somebody else in there because there's been other elders or leaders that people have said crazy stuff to. I just never will let it go out of bounds, y'all, ever. We're going to stop that here. We're going to stay on point. We're going to deal with what's got to be dealt with, and then we're going to be in love. That's what I would do. Let's go.
Overriding Pastor Dow. So knowing this information and concern that this meeting, this is going to be addressed by Pastor Dow in front of all the leaders. And I was really deeply disturbed because I know how Pastor Rufus can get. You call it a passion, you call it an aggression or whatever, okay? Because he can get going on stuff. And when he gets going, he's got a made-up mind. It's very difficult for him to stop and pause and think about this, right?
See, this is the sleight and cunning of hand. What Elder Becker is doing now is trying to make these people feel I'm out of control, that I don't have any self-control. Like once I'm going, I'm just a loose cannon. See, he gonna say, I wasn't saying that, and I never had that in my mind. But that's the impression you're trying to give these people. No, the reason, let's just keep it a buck, Elder. The reason you were very concerned is because you knew that I'm a man. And even in front of the leaders, if Dow would have came at me unrighteously, I would have checked his ass. You knew that. That's what you didn't want to see. What you would have wanted to see was me be like you and be very passive and be very spineless and walk in fear and say, oh, have this fake reverence for a wicked man. I wasn't doing that because, see, Dow's never been my king. I wasn't. I ain't concerned about him cutting off my head. We are brothers in this. That's what the Messiah told me. So he don't get the right to talk to me any old kind of way just because he's a pastor, just because we viewed him as a man of Yah. He doesn't. And he doesn't get to make up lies and try to purport things on me that he doesn't have control to do. And guess what, y'all? If I would have let him, if we would have not had that meeting and went right into the leadership meeting, the one we had before, I'm telling you that thing would have been a farce. It would have been a fiasco. It would have been. Because he was going to try to put demands on me, and I would have looked him in his face and said, "Dad, that ain't happening. And you don't get to control it because you didn't put me over Georgia. Yah did. Remember, you said that back in the day? Did you put Mir over Indiana? Did you put Mitchell over Kentucky? How you going to dictate what Yah's doing? You don't have that authority. So sit down, Negro." See, that's probably how I would have said. I wouldn't call him Negro. That's what I would have said. You don't have that authority. You're saying something that you don't have the authority to do. Just because we're under the banner of Straightway, the most you can do is take your name. The most you can do is say, I don't want you to be associated with Straightway. And I thought Straightway belonged to the Most High. I thought it was his ministry. I thought he added to the assembly daily. See, I would have came like that. But it never got to that point because he got butthurt. Is this making sense? Hopefully this is making sense to everybody. I never had no fear of Dow. See, guys like Becker are spineless. They're weak. They're fearful. And I love Elder Becker. To my being, I love this brother. I love Elder Mitchell. He's weak. He's spineless. I just found out just the other day that now I can't give Elder Mitchell no props no more, y'all. I ain't giving him no props. None. Because I had been letting y'all know that at least Elder Mitchell has been dealing fairly with people. Well, even he ain't in that category no more. Because I just found out. Now, check this out, y'all. You got a brother, Christian Botella, who just left that community, right? Him and Elder Mitchell had an agreement on how he was going to leave. Gave him a certain amount of time, save a certain amount of money. Well, Christian is on watching shows like this and things, and some of the other saints that are still Dowlites, right? Mind you, they don't even live on the community there. They live off the community, right? They live off the community. But they're watching Christian come in and say, hey, you bless you, Brother Nick, and oh, yes, sir, Pastor Rufus, just basic stuff like that, giving thumbs up. And they so vexed by it that they went and put pressure on Elder Mitchell and said he got to get off the land. Now, mind you, they ain't even on the land. They ain't sacrificed what Christian has sacrificed. And Elder fell to that pressure, telling Christian, man, it's just so stressful now. It's so this, it's so that. Get a damn backbone, Elder Mitchell. Get a damn spine. He let these I don't even know if I can call them saints, whoever they are, let these people pressure him into not keeping the agreement that he had already made with Brother Christian to go back to Texas. So he kicked the man off and told him he had 24 hours to get off the land, y'all. He ain't no different than Steve. He ain't no different than Ron. He ain't no different than Dow. That's how I feel right now. The way they treat these people, you can't have an opinion, y'all. All this brother did was give thumbs up. All this brother did was send greetings to his brothers. And they so vexed by that, he got to get off the land. He owned the land more than you. Where's his inheritance at, Mitchell? Since you care so much about the people. That's what you told me. You care so much about the people, you got to treat all these people right. Why did he not get treated right? Now, did Mitchell do a decent thing by paying for at least the man's hotel fees and all that? Because, again, he got to drive all the way down to Texas now by himself, do all this stuff. So, yeah, he did cover his hotel fees, but that's a small pittance to pay when you had already dishonored and disrespected a man and gave him a time frame to leave. Now, all of a sudden, because you're getting pressure from demons, you tell this man you got to be gone in 24 hours. Y'all are wicked as hell. Y'all are evil. Y'all are evil. I remember one person leaving Straightway, Georgia. Actually, two. But the other one I ain't going to talk about because he came back. It was like a prodigal son situation. So we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. But the one sister that left came to me and told me I'm leaving. And came to me and said I'm leaving tomorrow. That's how it happened. And we actually didn't have crap at the time. And I was doing my best to help this sister, right? But in the end, I found out her mother was trying to manipulate the ministry. She was trying to manipulate us. So at that point, I said, bump that. I ain't doing crap for y'all now. Now, did I do the base stuff, give her a vet, do all that stuff? Yes. But I'm like, I'm not doing nothing extra when you're going to try to manipulate me. But I didn't force her out in 24 hours. The only person that's ever been in Georgia that left that fast, actually, I can't even say against their will because he agreed, was Junior. When Junior got on his little soapbox and did the stuff he did, I went to him and I'm like, brother, if you don't want to be here no more, all you got to do is say it. I will have you on a plane in the morning. And he said, I don't want to be here no more. And guess what? I got on there, I got a plane ticket. I paid like $800, $700 some dollars for that plane ticket. One way. And sent them home to New York. But to go to somebody after you already have an agreement with them, just because you're being pressured by some demons that don't even live on the land. I got no respect for these men anymore. I may love them, but I don't have no respect for the way they're moving at all no more. They don't have love for the people. Make a damn stance. The book is clear. If you are double-minded, you are unstable in all of your ways. So why should I trust anything you do? Because it's clear you're double-minded. 1 minute you can't stand Dial and you don't like the stuff he's doing and you're done with him. The next minute you're bowing down to the Dial lights that are around you. And you wonder why these wives don't have no respect and these children don't really respect some of you men. They're not looking at men. They're looking at spineless jellyfishes. They're looking at simps. Straight Punks. That's what they looking at. Down talking about, I feel sorry. You got a man 40, 56 years old, ain't accomplished nothing. What's to accomplish on this earth besides serving Yah? Huh? What's to accomplish? What difference? You could climb Mount Kilimanjaro with your bare hands. What that mean if you ain't got love? What it mean? Nothing. You gonna go to hell with them pink and purple gasoline drawers on still. All this carnal, worldly crap. Y'all listen to the video I did last night. This man is telling folk about getting on community, and he never once mentioned anything about love. He never once mentioned anything about anything spiritual. He's telling you what he wants. He wants unhired laborers. You know what that's called? Slaves, bond servants. That's what you're going to be. You're going to give up your talent. You're going to give up your energies. You're going to give up your effort. You're going to give up your skills. You're going to give up all of your finances. All of it. He's taking homes from old ladies. He's taking pensions. He's taking retirements. He's taking 401ks. He don't care. He's taking all that under the auspice of, if you're a leader, you better learn how to be the best construction worker in the world or your community ain't going to last. Well, why did mine last 14 years? And the only reason I ain't even going to give Dow credit for it, because guess what? If the brothers down there had backbones, if they had any kind of spines, that community still be running. You know why? Because they just would have denied Dow and said, here, you can have your little bit back and we good. This is wicked. This man right here on this screen, Elder Becker, showing you he's such a liar. How many times have y'all heard this man get on YouTube, Patreon, all this and say, I knew nothing. I don't know where this was coming from. He just got these railing accusations against me. He must be jealous and he must be this. Why is he talking? I found out at the leadership meeting and they just all coming at me, yelling and screaming and treating me like a dog. Why are you having a conversation with Elder Becker in January telling him you got issues with me and how you going to deal with me at the leadership meeting? I thought you didn't know nothing about it, Dow. Which is it? Which is it, sir? Which is it, Woodrow? Which is it? And Elder Brent said it the best. There is no love at Straightway. None. All you got is a bunch of mindless jellyfish, weak simp men that are looking to be advanced by their king. All these dudes like Ellis and Michael Israel and Vernon and all of them, Ron, all these dudes are trying to get favor from Dow, because guess what? After all these righteous leaders leave, you're going to have to replace them with something. Dow ain't stupid, though. He know who y'all is. He know exactly who y'all are. It ain't even fake, sis. Sister, yeah, they ain't even faking. They're not even faking. Dow just, again, if you go watch that video that Dow did, you will clearly see he ain't say a word. Now we're talking about living on community. He didn't say a word about love. Not one mention of love. But he said the most important thing is you learn how to build. And you learn how to get free labor. That's what he said, y'all. If you listen close, learn how to build and get free labor. That's the most important thing of community. So it don't matter that everybody got swords at each other and finna cut each other's throat off. I think he gave 5 to 7 seconds mention of what did he say, y'all? And I want to keep it a buck. He said, oh yeah, in the spiritual side, oh boy, is this some dying out? Oh yeah, it's some dying out. That's it. I just literally quoted his whole statement about spirituality on the community in a 20-minute, 19 minutes and 7 seconds. I won't even exaggerate. A 19-minute and 7-second video. That's all he had to say was 7 seconds of spiritual stuff. Everything else was about politics. Everything else was about carnal building. Everything else was about the army and military. Everything else was carnal. They got no spiritual infrastructure at all. This dude, man, this is sad, y'all. I need y'all to listen close, though, because you got to be able to discern and decipher both. I mean both. Discern what's really going on from the spirit of things and decipher through all of this abstract conversations being had by these weak, jellyback, spineless, fearful men. That's what you need to do. Let's go.
And so I did a polo to him. You all heard it. He actually asked me permission to share it with leadership. I said, sure, because I got nothing to hide in there. I was sincere in that polo because I was totally convinced that if at least he didn't get.
Y'all heard it yourself. He said, I could share that polo, and he has nothing to hide. He has nothing to hide. Watch when he gets upset about what I did, though. Watch this.
Get some type of warning that it was actually what's going to happen. And it turned out that it did. And what I was disturbed about is that, amongst all the other things, is when he played that for Straightway George, because I had asked him, when he asked me if he could have that video and play it again, I said I had no problem, because he had mentioned something about playing it for leadership. He was going to play it for leadership. That wasn't meant for y'all.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I know it's a delay. I'm going to wait. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear it? La, 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 la. Welcome, Sister Lala. Bless you. Bless you. Did y'all hear that? I need to see in the chat. Did somebody hear what he just said? He said he sent me a polo. I asked him, could I share it? He says it was with leadership. He said, yes, you can, because I have nothing to hide. We're talking about people's livelihoods because we're living on a community that I know this man is finna try to destroy. So when I take that as proof to the brothers of what's going on, because in that video, Elder was admitting everything, y'all. Everything. But he's mad that I shared it with the brothers at Georgia so they can get their houses prepared. That wasn't for y'all. Did y'all hear what he just said? Why would the truth be hidden from brothers that are finna be affected? Their families, their children and wives are about to be affected greatly. Why would we want any of that information hidden from them? I have had many leaders tell me they think I shared too much information with the saints. Now, I'm going to ask you this. If I withhold that information, are they in a better situation? But their situation have changed. If I didn't share something like this, because this is one of the things that some of the leaders accuse me that I shouldn't have shared with Georgia. I shouldn't have shared with the Georgia brothers how Elder Becker knew and understood what Dow was doing. And he was trying to get me prepared for what was going to happen at the leadership meeting, because Dow had already told him what he was going to do to me. And it went with everything I had already told the brothers. So all Becker did was confirm everything I had already told them. Do I believe some of these brothers were offended that I told them? Yes. Wait till this judgment has fully manifested. They'll see then. They'll see and understand then. Wow. Pastor Rufus was really the only person that actually loved us through this whole thing. Him and Elder Brent. Him and Elder Brent was the only ones. They tried to help us. They tried. They tried. Listen what he said. He's upset that I shared it with the Georgia brothers, but it wasn't meant for them because he was trying to warn me on how to get prepared for Dow, is what he did. He was trying to warn me on how to be prepared for Dow. I don't roll like Elder Becker, though. I'm not fearful of man. No man. I fear Yah greatly. But I'm not fearful of man. And a lot of that information he was trying to give me was fearful information. Now, it's funny. Elder Becker is the same guy. And he ain't going to admit this in this meeting, y'all. Y'all going to see. He's the same guy. And Elder Brent's in here to confirm it because he was in the meeting. That when that meeting did take place in Wisconsin, and it blew up, and we was yelling and all that stuff, and Dow punk ass walked out of the meeting like a little punk. You know exactly what the book say about that. Who's bold as a lion? The righteous is. The wicked is the ones that flee. And Dow got up and fled. Elder Becker confessed at that meeting. He couldn't believe that Dow got up and left that meeting. And then he quoted that text about the wicked fleeing. And he was the one that said to the elders there, wow, this is of Yah. Because Elder Mitchell was jacked up. Pastor Mir was all jacked up. Elder Brent was like, hey, it just sounded like two men having a conversation to me. And Elder Becker was the one that said, this is of Yah. It was supposed to happen like this. He said that. He ain't going to tell them that in this meeting, though. This is what I'm talking about, this double-mindedness, this abstract talk from these weak leaders. How are you being a man's brother when you see his flaws and his weaknesses and you won't go to him and tell him? But then when you do tell him, you still support him in everything else he does. I got a brother, say I got a brother. This is hypothetical. Say I got a brother that's a crackhead, right? Am I helping that brother because he comes and he bothers me and all this, and I give him $20 knowing he finna go buy some crack with it, right? Knowing he gonna go buy, but I do it just to get him away from me. Am I helping or am I an enabler? Which one am I, y'all? I need to know. Am I actually helping that situation, or am I enabling my brother to continue in his wickedness? This is what Elder Becker, this is what Elder Mitchell, and any other leader that supports Down Now, this is what they are. They're enablers. And this is why the Proverbs tells you that when you got leaders that hearken to lies, all of the servants are wicked. All of them are. All of them are. Now, do you believe the Proverbs 29:12, or do you believe what man say? Because I guarantee Becker won't tell you he wicked. I guarantee Mitchell won't tell you he wicked. I guarantee Mir and Corey and Miguel and Rob and Deacons. I forgot the deacons' names, y'all. Y'all know who they are. The one up there in Wisconsin, the one in Indiana. I forgot them suckers' names. Guarantee you won't get any of them to believe or admit that they wicked. But the book said they are. Because if I asked them 2 questions, I guarantee the answer to both of those questions would prove that Dow's a liar and he hearkens to lies. And you serving him, so you wicked. I trust the book. I believe the book. Let's go.
Okay, that was meant for us here. So that was troubling. And I asked him in that video to promise me to do that. And he said he promised me, okay? He did promise me. Again, knowing his character. So we get to you heard the first meeting in Green Bay. And at the first meeting in Green Bay, he picked up right away, right? And it got louder and louder and louder, and the exchanges got louder.
Now, see, if you listen to him closely, he said, so then we get to the first meeting in Green Bay, and he picks up right away. See, he's projecting like I'm the one that started all the loud speech, the yelling and all that. That's what he's trying to see. He's trying to give on to them like, yeah, I'm on this side, but then he's going to come back and sell some truth and he's going to confuse them. Y'all pick that up the way he said it? Yeah, he started right. I wasn't the one that started the yelling and lying. I wasn't. Elder Brent was there. Now, again, did I back down from any of it? No, I didn't. But I wasn't the one that started it. Let's go.
And pretty much after that, there was just no stopping it. Now, I fault myself there, and I should have held him to my word that he said, his word that he gave to me. But at that point, it's just going full tilt, right? And
and what he's talking about, because somebody's probably confused, saying, what word did he give to you? In that Marco Polo video he's talking about, y'all, he was admonishing me to keep my cool, to not challenge Pastor Dow, to stay calm no matter what accusations come my way. Because he was saying to me that because the accusations are going to be made against you, he's at your mercy because now he has to prove those accusations. So you don't have to. So I understand that in the leadership meeting, if it would have got to that point, I would have been able to do that. He didn't know when he sent me that Marco Polo, y'all. That was in January. He didn't know we was going to have the meeting the day before. He didn't know that. And that meeting was totally different than how a leadership meeting would have gone. Pastor Dow would have been in front of everybody, talking to them, telling them their things. Once he'd got to Georgia and threw out all these accusations, I would have responded adequately. All right. It'd have been a lot easier in that scenario just to say, hey, Can we get this, and this? Because you can't just have one accusation. That's just you, Pastor. We need other men to collaborate here now what you're saying. And when nobody would have raised their hand, I'd have been like, it's a moot point then. You don't have anybody else to back what you're saying. So we ain't going with that. Let's move on to the next thing. That's how that would have went, y'all. Now, would Dow accepted that? Hell no, because that's when he would have tried to exert his dominance over everybody, and that's when the meeting would have went haywire. Because once he'd have tried to act that way, I'd have been like, you think you're some kind of king or something over somebody, bro? Hold on a second. You just my brother. All right? Now, I got honor and I got respect for you. But again, nobody raised their hand. Nobody collaborated your accusation against me. Nobody did. So why we can't move forward? You ain't finna exercise some dominance that you don't have. Now, you the leader, but that don't mean shit. That means you are servant. Go back and look what Jesus said. See, that's how the conversation would have went, but it never got there, y'all. That thing in Wisconsin, Elder Mitchell started it. And he started asking Dow certain questions, and Dow started lying. And I started proving that Dow was lying. And that's when Dow started getting loud and all that, and I didn't back down. I'm just telling you how it went down, y'all. But he's sitting here saying, keep your word, meaning I'm not going to get out of. And I said in the leadership meeting, if we get to that point like that, I would. Well, we didn't get to that point. I didn't promise him in this meeting that was never planned that I would do that. I never promised him that. So now he's trying to attack my character like I didn't keep my word. The hell with you, Elder Becker. I'm mad about that bullshit. The hell with you with that, brother. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's go.
Things are being said. And again, what I'm trying to clarify is here is I do know his character, and I was trying to head this off at the pass. That's what that polo is about. But whatever you take out of it, that was my sincere intent to stop this from happening before it happened, and it did happen. And the other
now that I believe his goal was to try to stop it. He knew the clash that was coming, and he was trying to stop it. That I believe that 100%. That was his goal. But again, I don't function like you, Elder Beck, because you weak, bro. You fearful. And it ain't a Yahful fear. Don't think what you're doing is a fear of Yah. You afraid of Dow. You are afraid of Dow. And you still hold him in the regard that he never should have been held in the first darn place from what we're finding out now. And that's fine. That's your personal choice. But don't be mad at me because I want to deal with him like a man. Don't be mad at me that I'm going to deal with him. Didn't Jesus face the Sadducees and Pharisees like men? Didn't they go after it? All I did was talk to that Pharisee. Just like a man. Am I Jesus? No. Don't nobody do that now. Don't even put me there. I'm just giving you an analogy and an example in the Bible. He didn't duck the smoke. The Messiah never ducked it. When them Sadducees and them scribes and them Pharisees came at him, he went at them hard. That's the example I have of how to deal with religious relics. Is what the Messiah did. Ain't we supposed to follow Christ? Huh? Ain't we supposed to follow Christ? See, I'm not putting him in the category of David. I'm not putting him in that category of even a Saul. He's not a damn king, and he's never been that. Just because I call his son a prince, just because I call Elder Donnie's son princess, just because I call Brother Delano's son princess, that don't make you a king. Y'all know he tried to do that. Hey, you don't want to start calling my son princess. I called other brother's son princess. They kings too then? That's your son. That ain't you. You ain't never heard me call you King Dow unless I'm mocking your dumb ass. Let's go.
The thing that was addressed on the audio that we all heard from the meeting in Straightway, Georgia, was something about my act at the table after that, after Pastor Dow had got up and left the meeting. Okay. I was speaking at the point to Pastor Dow about something I was concerned with, and he can testify. I always approach him in a very humble way because I know who he is.
Who is he? Y'all see right there? I told you. Who is he, Elder? Look at his face. That's the fear of man on his face, y'all, not Yah. Let's go.
And I believe I do that with all my leadership. If anybody got a testimony that I don't, please, I need to know about it so I can repent. But I was trying to bring out a point on one of the videos. And then Pastor Dow, he got up at that point and left and said something that I want to repeat here.
I'll repeat it. You spineless jellyfish. I'll repeat it. What Dow did When Elder Becker called Dow out for one of his lies, he did do it humbly and respectfully, but he was clearly proving to everybody there that Dow was lying. Dow got up and he told Becker, you got that same spirit that he got on him. And he left the meeting, y'all. Instead of addressing what Elder Becker put before him, which was proof that he lied, he gets up and he accuses us of both having wicked spirits, and he leaves the meeting, y'all. He leaves the meeting. Why? He had got caught in multiple lies, y'all. That was a bad meeting for him. He wasn't going to be able to bully and manipulate us in there, because you had the 4 elders and then you had one other pastor besides Dow and myself. He wasn't going to be. We were the tenured people, y'all. Look at Elder Becker. Look how old he is in the 60s, and look at the tenure he's been as an elder. Me, I'm in my 50s, and look at the tenure I've had as an elder. Even Elder Brent, look at his age, right? Look at Elder Mitchell. Even though he was younger, he's been an elder longer than all them other dudes that was in that room besides me and Elder Becker. You see what I'm saying? So all the aged wisdom that he had in Israel was already in there, and he knew they was looking at him sideways. And they, Mitchell, Becker, me, Elder Brent, we were all proving him to be a liar, and Pastor Mayor. How would you feel in a meeting like that? How would you feel? I bet some of you would just face the music, though. You wouldn't be a punk and get up and walk and run out the meeting. That's what Dow did off of Becker's question to him, because the question was going to prove that Dow was lying. And he didn't answer it. Like he didn't answer a lot of questions then. Like a lot of these men have testimonies. Nick, all these people, when they ask Dow the hard questions, he won't answer them. That's when he pulls this "I'm above you" card. You beneath me. You vexing me by going behind me and doing due diligence, even though I told you for years to do it. Now that you're doing it, it's vexing me because it's exposing me. This dude right here, man, I love him dearly. He is just about as weak as they come, in my personal opinion. Let's go.
Concerning me and Pastor Rufus. But after he left, I'm looking at myself because I was talking to him last, right? And I'm thinking, what did I do? And I did. I hung my head down, and I was greatly troubled. And I asked my other leaders that were still in the room, did I say anything wrong at all during this whole thing? And they all said, no, you didn't say anything wrong, okay? Because I want to check myself, because my pastor just got up and left the room. And I'm not trying to hurt him or injure him or anything. I just want to get to some things just clarified, just hopefully get some things talked about, right? And so what you heard in that audio is that apparently I hanged my head down. I was weeping, which I wasn't. And I was banging the table, which I wasn't, because I actually got a call from, I think, Elder Craigo verifying the fact, because he didn't remember it happening that way. And I don't remember if it was Elder Mitchell, somebody asked me the same thing.
Let me say publicly that if I did say that, because I don't have the audios, y'all, anymore. If I did say that about Elder Becker, I apologize. He was distraught, though, y'all. He was jacked up. He was totally shocked that Dow got up and walked out of that meeting. And he told us that. He did ask us the question, did I say something? What did I say wrong? Everybody, even Mir was just like, man, you didn't. No, you didn't say anything wrong, Elder Becker. And then we start talking a little more. And Mir told the truth on that one part. He did get up and leave. He said, Dow ain't here, so I'm not going to continue with conversation about this. He said, bye. But the elders stayed there. And this elder right here you're looking at was the one after that saying, man, this was of Yah. This happened because of Yah. This was of Yah. I know it may seem bad to a lot of y'all, but this was of Yah. And he said, I can't believe he left that meeting. The righteous are the ones that stand bold as a lion. It's the wicked that flee. Elder Becker said that. And it was referring to Dow. Now, you think he'll ever tell Dow that in his face that he said that? But me, Elder Brent in here, did he not say that, Elder Brent?
I said, no, it didn't happen.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to start that. Did he not say that? Because I'm not just the only eyewitness. Elder Mitchell heard him say it. He know he says it. Elder Brent was in there still when he said it. He said the wicked flee when no man pursue, but the righteous are bold as a lion. I was standing there bold as a lion to this wicked dog named Dow. Now, I know in his mind he was all jacked up because he see this thing crumbling. But he was also excited. Now, I'm going to tell y'all already, one thing he is not going to deal with in this little thing here is what took place 2 days later, because this was on a Thursday that we had that meeting. Friday was a leadership meeting. Saturday we had Shabbat, and then that evening we fellowship. And that's when Elder Becker told me everything about the people at Straightway and the help that they needed. Watch him not talk about that at all. Let's go. Let's go.
In that way, I had my head down. That's it. The only thing I said after that, again, is I asked him the simple question: did I say anything wrong?
That's a lie. That's not the only thing you said, Elder Becker. You didn't just ask that one question. You made it clear that this was a thing. This happened because of Yah. This was Yah's doing. And you also made it clear that, because you did ask that question. I got to be honest. You asked us that question and everybody agreed, no. But then you also told us that this was of Yah, that this thing took place. You did. You told us this was of Yah. And then you quoted that text about the wicked fleeing. When no man pursueth, and the righteous abodes the line, and you was directing that at Dow, and you were totally shocked that Dow left that meeting. You said it several times. You could not believe that he got up and left that meeting. So that ain't the only thing you said, sir. Stop lying. Let's go.
That was it. That was my concern. That was the extent of what happened at the Green Bay meeting, and after that, and then of course we get back here. We get into the meetings. The first one was on that first.
See how he skipped from Thursday? He don't even talk about what happened at the leadership meeting. He don't talk about what happened that Saturday. You see how now he's done with the leadership meeting, y'all. Now he's done with Wisconsin. Wisconsin is where this man right here told me that there were daughters of Zion on that land crying out. And there were families of people that had came to him telling them about the abuse and the oppression and the fear mongering going on from Dow's house. Not just Dow, from his house. This man you're looking at on the screen in the green t-shirt, he's the one that told me all that, y'all. Notice in front of the Georgia Saints, he don't bring that up. He don't bring it up. The audio that he's talking about, where he found out the Georgia Saints found out that I showed them the video that he sent me. It talks about that in that. Why ain't he bringing it up? Why ain't he bringing it up? See, that's going to piss Dow off if he does. He's afraid of Dow. Dow's sitting 2 seats over from him. He ain't going to bring up the fact that, yes, I did tell Pastor Rufus that people here needed help. And I did that because the people were coming to me asking for help. He ain't going to do that, y'all. This is where I say you got to be able to decipher through all this BS. Let's go. He wants to skip now to when we got back and then the meetings that took place after that. Let's go.
Day, the week after Praise Land. I didn't speak to Pastor Rufus one time on the phone. He even made that known at the first meeting we got here. I never spoke to him one time on the phone, ever, one time. And a lot of the communication I got through Elder Mitchell, Elder Crago about what was going on. And that's I don't talk to any leadership hardly about anything. Just problems that are going up. I don't reach out to anybody and call them just about anything. And I think they can verify that. But
you're right, because most of them call me when they have issues. You don't talk to a lot of leadership at this stage. You hadn't been. Pretty much what you have been relegated to, Elder, was taking the phone calls. You were discerning the phone calls. There will still be some people that come to you, but there wasn't a lot of counsel coming from Elder in a lot of different areas. I mean, was he still counseling some? Yes. But the leaders, the majority of them were calling me when they had issues. It didn't matter if they were a pastor, elder, deacon, community leader, homestead runner. It didn't matter. They were calling me. Let's go.
So we had the meeting here on first day, and I believed that after the meeting was over that we had, it was kind of like settled.
Did y'all hear that? What he's talking about, Elder, you can vouch for this. That meeting we had after we got back, there was a week that went after we got back from the Wisconsin meeting. A week went by, and then they called me to Straightway to come meet. And that's where Dow set up the ambush for me. because this is when he added Pastor Corey, who was not in the meeting in Wisconsin. He added Rob Mathis, who was not in the meeting in Wisconsin. He added Miguel from out there under Pastor Corey, who was not in the meeting in Wisconsin. He added all these people to the meeting. Because see, what he said is, I got to get some people on my side. Mind you, he's the only one that talked to these men. You heard Elder Becker say, I don't talk to the leaders. He was the only one that got in these men's ear. Did Corey Phillips call me at all and ask me anything? Nope. Did Miguel call me? Nope. Did Rob Mathis call me? Nope. None of them. They heard pastor's side and then showed up at the meeting, y'all. And that punk ass nigga Miguel, he instantly start coming at me sideways. You about as wicked as they come, bro, with your punk ass. And I mean what I say. You about as wicked as they come. You and Rob Mathis. Y'all about as wicked as they come. Because see, a real elder would have said, hold on a second. Why are we getting involved when y'all already in the middle of this? We're not expert witnesses. We got nothing to add. See, that was another thing that we always did when it came to the ecclesiastical council. You didn't get no special treatment to be on that council. You had to have teeth in the game for you to be on the council. Only other way we would have added you if it was something going on that we felt you were expert in, then we would brought you in. Like, I'll give an example. Like, let's just say there was a financial issue going on somewhere in one of the communities. And even though Kabir has no knowledge of what's going on, he's a finance expert because he's a CFO, right? Or a chief financial, whatever you call it. Yeah, CFP, right? So that's his field of expertise. If we thought that he could help the situation, we would all agree, let's bring him in so he could help. And then we would tell the people and actually give them the option, say, look, we want to bring in him because he has expertise in this area. We think he can help. Are y'all okay with that? If they would have been like, yes, we'd have been like, cool. If any person would have said, no, I think he's going to be biased, we would have told him not to come. That's how the standing operating procedure was. This here was all dictated by Dow. He brought in Rob Mathis. Notice he will never talk about that. He brought in Miguel. He'll never talk about that. He brought in Pastor Corey. He'll never talk about that. But he wants to accuse us of being wicked and being unrighteous in this process. This is how a kangaroo court operates, y'all. Guess what? Elder Becker was one of the main people mad when he saw these people at the meeting. He said, what y'all doing here? He don't want to ask them that. And then Dow answers, I invited them. And we like, Pastor, we said nobody else was going to be added. Why are we adding people to this meeting? Well, I thought it'd be crazy to have them drive all the way up here and sit in the car for all those hours. Who the hell told them to come? What they had to drive up there for? Y'all see how wicked this is? And this man on the screen supports this crap. Let's go. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. Let's go.
Pastor Rufus did his repentance and stuff again, or at least, the appearance of it, and said he was sorry.
Y'all hear that? Elder Brink, are you in this room? Please tell me you still in here. Did you hear what he just said? Pastor Rufus did his repentance, or what appeared to be a repentance. We're still talking about this meeting, y'all, that took place a week after the leadership meeting at Straightway. See the slight stuff he's doing to try to make Downham think I'm still on your side, even though he knows Downham has been wrong and been wicked. You got elders in here right now. Elder Chris said the other day, he vouched, he said, Elder Becker came to me personally and told me that Pastor Rufus was done 100% wrong. He said Elder Becker told him that. But listen to what Elder Becker's saying now when he's in front of everybody and he's under pressure. You hear what he said, Elder Brent? This man said that I repented. Well, at least that's what it appeared to be. Let me tell you what happened in that meeting, y'all. We sitting there. We get into like he said, it's concluded. It's over. It's done. And Dow says, I want everybody to give their talk and then I'm going to talk. And we went in order from Dow was facing, see the pulpit there, y'all? He was facing out looking at the congregation. Elder Mitchell was the one sitting next to him. So we went to Elder Mitchell and then went around from the right around like that, like counterclockwise is how we went around that room till it got back to Dow. Every single person in that room, Elder Mitchell, Pastor Corey, Elder Miguel, Elder Brent, Elder uh, Elder Brent, Elder Becker, Elder Rob, and Pastor Mir. That's the other people that Pastor Corey, and that's the ones that's there, y'all. Do you know they all said, we believe Pastor Rufus is being sincere? And all the testimony and everything being said today, even in his apology, we believe he is being sincere. Now you get up in front of the people and say what it appeared to be. If I'm lying, Elder Brent, tell the folk it didn't go like that. Please do. Tell them it didn't go like that. Dow made sure everybody spoke before he spoke. And every single person in that room, even them wicked ones, said, we believe Pastor Rufus is being sincere. In his testimony, he's being sincere in his apologies. He's being sincere in everything. In his repentance, everything. Dow heard it and said, bullshit. Then he pulls out this long list, y'all. He's got like 3 or 4 papers that he done pulled out. And he starts reading just a litany of scriptures, y'all. He had literally printed out before the meeting all these scriptures. And all these scriptures was, how you backstab and how you ain't a good friend and how you a Judas, all these scriptures. Everyone he could find, y'all. And said, I don't believe nothing this man said, and he gonna be that way because that spirit's still on him. And he got up and left the meeting, y'all. That's how the meeting ended. He got up and he said, quoted all these texts, all these scriptures saying that everything everybody else said, he 100% rejected it. He rejected it and said, nope, that's still in that man's heart, and I'm gone. And he got up and left. And that's what Becker's saying, well, we thought the meeting was over. But watch how he gets in and he doesn't tell you that Dow forced them to come back. He's going to be like, well, we left, but then there was another part, so we went back. He don't tell you why you went back. Dow forced them back, y'all. They all thought the meeting was over. They thought it was done. We can't find no sin against him. We ain't finna move forward. Dow forced those men to go back up there and deliberate another 3 or 4 hours. And that's on the one video where the testimony came from the Georgia brothers and Elder, I got on my channel. It's like 10-minute video, y'all. Elder Becker admitted then while they were in that second meeting, right? That instead of deliberating and trying to come up with a punishment, because we're trying to put on Pastor Rufus now discord. We believe he sold discord. He said, why are we going over this new information that Pastor Rufus is not even privy to? Dow don't introduce this until Pastor Rufus left, right? We're deliberating it as elders. Why not just call the Georgia brothers? They'll tell us if he was sowing discord. And that's when Elder said they called the Georgia brothers. And they talked to Vernon. They talked to Tim them. And guess what all the brothers said, y'all? This is a week after. Mind you, I already had my 3rd meeting with these brothers. They asked them, do y'all believe Pastor Rufus was sowing discord or anything down there speaking negatively about Pastor Dow? Even Vernon wicked ass said no, he was not sowing discord, and he didn't say a negative word about Pastor Dow. I got that on video too, y'all. If some of y'all that didn't hear it before. Yeah, I got that on video. So how do we go from a week after it, the brothers in Georgia testifying that I wasn't trying to sow discord and I wasn't saying nothing negative about Pastor, to a week after that, which is this meeting right here, and now everybody's against me. Even this spineless jellyfish dude named Elder Becker here. It's just pathetic. Let's go.
Sorry in front of everybody. And then we thought we were done with that one. Then we had another one after that because...
See what he said? He didn't tell you why, though. We had another one after that. Dow forced them to go back up there and come up with a judgment. That's what he told him. Ask Elder Mitchell, y'all, if you think I'm lying. He said, get y'all asses back up there and don't leave until you have a judgment for him. Dow was pushing for a judgment, and guess what? The elders didn't even have a sin for me. And they all believed in that meeting we had just had for 4 hours that I was sincere. Every single one of them. But Dow forced them to go back up and do a judgment against me. Let's go.
There was some type of judgment that we needed to talk about. So we went over that, and then we got into the 4th day Zoom call, and I'm working up to something particular.
See how he skipped over that part, y'all? This is on a Sunday. This is on the first day. He said we went back up. Now, why is he not telling you about that meeting? Because it's incriminating to Dow. He didn't tell the brethren that Dow forced all of us to go back up there, and he demanded that we come up with some kind of judgment for Pastor Rufus. And this is why we called you brothers in Georgia, because the main thing we was trying to be thrown down our throats at that time was discord. It wasn't presumptuousness. It was discord at that time. And when the brothers collaborated and said, no, Pastor Rufus wasn't sowing discord and he wasn't talking bad about Pastor Dow, then they had to come up with presumptuousness. Do y'all see how this played out? Do you see why this title of this video is called Kangaroo Court? It's a kangaroo court. They jumping all over the place. Ain't keeping no structure, ain't keeping no biblical law, no nothing. Dow dictated this entire thing. Why? He went back to January and told Elder Becker what? Now, mind you, in January, we hadn't had the shouting match in Wisconsin. But he had already told Elder Becker what he was going to do to me at the leadership meeting, and Elder Becker was concerned about it, y'all. Mind you, Elder Becker's not the only person he confessed it to. He told many people what he was going to do to me. And these people are like, what's going on? What did Pastor Rufus do? This man just got ordained a pastor. We just saw this man in Alabama pouring 100 yards of concrete. We saw this man dig a footer and pour concrete at his place. No straightway people there for a brother's barrack. They got 3 projects going on in Georgia right now and one in Alabama. We see this man working. If people think I'm not, go back and look at the videos I posted from November of 2023 to February of 2024. Just go look at them, y'all. Since he claimed I'm not doing no work whatsoever. Since he done convinced the brothers, Pastor Rufus ain't doing nothing. Remember, he got Michael Israel dumbass to get up here and tell y'all on TV that when he came to the job in Alabama, now mind you, they was making mud all the 2 days they were there. He got Michael Israel to get up and said, I didn't see Pastor Rufus do anything. How'd you get all your materials for your mud? How'd you get a crew to even help you with the mud? How did you get all your supplies? Who made sure you got all that stuff? Who made sure everybody on that job site got everything that they needed? And then I'll ask this question. What would you like for me to do, Michael Israel? I did mud for Dow for 4 years. Am I supposed to go back to mixing mud? I've been, what do you call it? A gopher for Dow. Meaning, when you got a block layer, you got a guy right there that's lining up his blocks for him, buttering up his blocks and handing him all his material when he needs this. That guy, like what McNabb does for Dow right now. Guess what? Guess who did that for Dow before McNabb? Me. Ask Elder Mitchell on that big ass building they did. Ask him who was there doing it with Dow. It's amazing how these brothers, just because Dow said it, and all of a sudden, Pastor Rufus ain't done no work. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I've been in Indiana working. I've been in Kentucky working. I've been all over. Definitely straightway. They just forgot that 100 yards of concrete that we poured on that big old pad in Alabama. I was there for that the whole day. And I was there for the whole entire project in Alabama. And I did what exactly Jonathan asked me to do. I would love for somebody to go ask, Brother Jonathan, how do you gave Pastor Rufus his responsibility? Was you not the lead of the project in Alabama? Was you not the lead of the project in Georgia? I was. Did you give Pastor Rufus his assignment to do? I did. How do you feel? What grade would you give Pastor Rufus for what he did, for what you told him to do? What did he do it good or bad? I bet Jonathan, because he's an honest guy, I bet Jonathan will tell you, no, Pastor Rufus did exactly what I asked him to do. And we worked efficiently. That's why these 2 projects, the one we did in Georgia on Pastor Rufus is supposed to be new house, and the one we did for the multipurpose building in Alabama were the 2 best projects that Straightway has ever done. Look at the results of it, y'all. He mad because I got a supervisor role, but I got given that role. If Jonathan would have told me go lay blocks, guess what I've done, y'all? Laid blocks. If he would have told me go sweep this, guess what I've done? Swept. But I was doing that anyways because, when you're a gopher, I'm doing that anyways. I'm making sure everybody got what they need, and I'm making sure the place stay clean so nobody gets hurt, trip over nothing, all that stuff. That's just my job. You mad because that's the job he gave me to do? Then you get niggas like Dre and you get other folks. Well, what pastor going to do? Nigga, what block have you laid? It's amazing these people that's asking about me. But guess why they asking, though, y'all? I'm not even going to get mad at these brothers. I'm not going to get mad. Guess why they're asking? Because Dow, when he's around them, he puts that in their head. He puts that in their head. Why? Because I'm not you. I haven't become a block mason like you. I ain't a blockhead like you, Dow. So you're jealous and you mad. Now, I'm there for every major project, every one of them. But you mad because I don't have to do what you do. That's what it is. You didn't turn me into a mini me, so you were upset. Just foolish and jealous. Let's go, man.
Particular here. Okay, and this was more so for Elder Craigle because, as you heard, he left on the 6th-day call, and that was troubling. It actually was hurtful, but he left because...
No, what's hurtful is how you and Elder Mitchell are double-minded and you're spineless jellyfishes when y'all know the truth. You freaking gaslighted me, Elder Becker, by telling me all these saints needs help. Elder Becker, y'all literally thought that I was trying to make peace and be cool with Dow after that blow up on Thursday, because when we went into the leadership meeting on Friday in Wisconsin, y'all, after that meeting, I gave Dow a hug and I said, bro, you know I'm with you in this work, man. We'll work this out. That's what I said to Dow. Now, did he receive it? Nope. He just hugged me and moved on. But Becker saw it. So when he came to me the next day on that Saturday for fellowship, he was frantic, y'all. He was desperate. He was like, what is this? What's going on with you two? I said, what do you mean? I saw you hug him. And I mean, are you back on? I said, what are you talking about? I just apologized for hurting his feelings. Essentially is what I did. I said, that's all I did. Well, we got people that need help and da-da-da-da. And that's what he went into, telling me everything that was going on at Straightway. Why is this not being talked about in this meeting, y'all? Why are the brothers of Georgia not being informed of this? Because they wicked. I'm telling y'all, they wicked. Let's go.
Because he said it wasn't done righteous. And I understand what he's trying to imply and talk about, but what we did on 4th day that hasn't been talked about is the fact that in that Zoom call, Pastor Dow, we all talked amongst ourselves. It was a fairly lengthy Zoom call. At the end, he made some suggestions about possible judgments, but he said, what do you all think? So he wasn't doing it as a singular individual.
Elder Becker is so sad, y'all. I'm having a hard time listening to this dude right now. I really am. Because he's literally telling you this. Like he's trying to set you up to think that Dow was open to a judgment that could be levied by everybody. Mind you, I got proof. I have proof. Call me on the dial and see if I don't put it up there. I just need your approval. Tell me to put it up there so I can. Tell me. So then the people that gave it to me won't be mad because you asked for it, dumbass. Call me on the dial. I got proof. Proof of what. See, Becker's trying to talk about how Dow is saying, well, I want y'all opinion on this judgment, and it ain't just me. I got proof that Dow told people if these elders are too inept to make a judgment, I'll do it my damn self. Multiple levels of proof, Dow. Multiple, not just one, sir. So tell me I'm lying so I can put it out here. I have multiple levels of proof showing that he said this well before we even had a meeting in Straightway. That meeting that he's talking about in Straightway, he said this before then. Before then. To multiple people. And at that time, they loved me, so they got that information to me. So what's Becker trying to persuade the Georgia brothers that Dow went into this thing, right? Dow went into this thing with a righteous attitude that, hey, it's an opinion. Hey, it's not just me. I want everybody's opinion. Then, watch what he do, y'all. He's real slick with this. He's going to skip over the fact that when they didn't come up with a judgment or sin, right? He lied to him and said that I left. So Becker's under the impression, well, he left. What can we do about that? Nothing. But I didn't leave. He made the judgment on that Thursday and put me out. So that's where the confusion going to come in for Becker. You'll see it, but Becker knew the truth. This lying dog, he knew the truth too.
He actually was doing it as a corporate body, like we're ecclesiastical court. So he put it out there so we could all mull it over. When it came to me, I said, when it was my turn to give my opinion about it, my thoughts behind it, I simply said that I have much to consider. There's much to consider that was said here today in the Zoom call. I can't give you an answer now. I need to meditate on this, bring it to prayer, because there was a lot said, right? I mean, there's a lot going on, a lot of exchanges. And so I would let you know what my answer is on the 6-day Zoom call. Okay. I'm just telling you the progression of events that came in my ears. You know, I don't know the whole thing. But so we come to 5th day, I get a call from Elder Mitchell. He informs you that he had spoken to Pastor Rufus to let him know that we're going to come down there and we're going to speak to the assembly about what was representing in that audio, and also maybe render a judgment at that time. And Pastor Rufus, you all heard the testimony about what Elder Mitchell and everything said. And so after I got that information, you know, Elder Mitchell said who he'd already talked to. He turned to Pastor Dow. He's going through all the leadership, letting them know about the conversation. And I heard somewhere between that conversation in the Zoom call, or no, from Elder Mitchell, I don't remember where exactly. And by the time Pastor Dow did the video on Patreon, and I'm just telling you, this is how my progression events went in my ears. And I heard something to the effect, I don't remember who it was. I wish I could. I tried all this morning, banging my head, thinking, who did I hear it from? But I heard Pastor Dahl had removed himself, or not Pastor, I'm sorry, Pastor Rufus had removed himself from the ministry.
Now, saints, this is my speculation. I actually believe right here that Elder Becker is lying to y'all. Flat out lying. I have no proof of that. But if you think about it, y'all remember how that went down that Thursday. He's saying Elder Mitchell had already called him and told him that he was going to call me, tell me about, we're going to try to have some meeting on first day there where we come and talk with the saints and levy a judgment against you. Now, mind you, they don't have a sin against me yet, y'all. Because that's what I asked Elder Mitchell. I said, levy a judgment. What's the sin, Elder Mitchell? He said, well, that's what Friday meeting is for. I said, hold on a second. You don't see this play? Y'all already are ready to come on Sunday to levy a judgment when you have to meet still on Friday to figure out what my sin is. He said, man, you know what's going on here, Pastor. I said, I ain't playing this dumbass game. And that's when I blew it all up. Now, I didn't leave, though. I didn't leave. I just told him that Elder Becker, him, Pastor Dow, and Elder Brent were the ones welcome to come to Georgia. I wasn't letting none of those other lying dogs come down there. I don't need all of that if you're going to do a damn kangaroo pony show to come down there. And I said, if they want to press and come anyways, that land is still technically in my name. So if they want to be lawless, they're going to make me call a law on them. And that's what I'll do. So I don't have to have a shootout with these fools. If they want to just press and say, well, we coming and that's y'all's land. Okay, cool. I'm going to have your ass arrested then. Because you already had set me up. You already had been lying witnesses for Dow. Ain't no need to come down here for this false, fake-ass so-called judgment that Dow put together himself. Think about that, y'all. How were they prepared to have a meeting to judge me? Y'all saw the 11 judgments, right? Remember, they didn't notice. Elder Brent had already sent it to me. Pastor Corey had already gave it to Elder Brent. Mind you, they don't have a sin, though, y'all. They were meeting that Friday. This is Thursday. They're supposed to be meeting the next day to determine what my sin was. But Pastor Corey's already sending out a list of things that they want to do as a judgment for me. Y'all can't see the wickedness in this? And then you get this man on your screen here lying to y'all. He knows that Dow is the one that told him that Pastor Rufus left, because he's the one that tried to push that out there to the people. You even heard dumbass Michael Israel get up and say, no, you left the ministry. I didn't leave the ministry. People just believe everything Dow says. He literally went and started telling everybody, well, Pastor Rufus left. That's why I did that video. Then he told them, well, the way he left is when he said they couldn't come, that was him saying he's leaving. No, that's you saying it, and that's you saying you're no longer going to be a part of us. Dow single-handedly made that judgment to put me out of the ministry, to put me out of fellowship with the people of Straightway. Now you get Becker up here lying like he don't know who told him that. It was Dow, and acting like this was a righteous judgment that was levied by a bunch of people. Because guess what? Go to Elder Becker now then, y'all. Some of y'all that's still close to him and all that, call him, text him, email him, freaking Marco Polo. I don't care. Ask him, does he feel that if in that moment would he have levied for me to be put out of the ministry? Who made the judgment for me to be put out? What he wants you to believe is that he had no clue and that he was told that I left. So what are we arguing about? He knew damn well what happened, lying ass.
Right. And again, I can't remember who said that, but I did hear it. Okay, I'm just not making this crap up. I really did hear this, right?
You heard it, and you know who you heard it from, but you don't want to say it because he's 2 seats over from you right now.
And so based on that, when he did the Patreon, at that point, I didn't see any problem because, first of all, there was no judgment to render because you don't place judgment on a man that isn't a part of you. It doesn't make any sense. And secondly, pastors being proactive because now if my understanding is right, Pastor Rufus had already removed himself from this, then what he said was just making whatever moves he has to secure the Georgia land down there, okay? So I go into the 6-day meeting with this understanding and you know, there's still some things that we had to resolve there. And
like what? If you come to this meeting with the mindset, if your mindset is truly that I just decided to leave, what's there to resolve, Elder Becker? Why are y'all having a meeting the next day? And you said there's still things that need to be resolved. What had to be resolved was this man just hadn't made a decision without y'all. Now, once he made it, did he get the backing of Pastor Mir and Pastor Corey? Yeah. But what had to be resolved was, let's make this look like we were unified in this decision, even though he forced me to do it by saying that Pastor Mir and them wasn't welcome to come down there. That's all that was, y'all. And that's when Elder Brent told him, y'all are wicked and I can't be a part of it. I'm out. And think about this, y'all. This is something coming against me. Dow's interjecting and not interjecting. He's introducing all of this information in these meetings to them, but he's not giving it to me. He's not sharing it with me. He's literally introducing information, telling them what the information was, and then they sitting there for hours deliberating on it, and all of them can't come to an agreement because it was Dow's pushing and it was his making, y'all. It was his manipulation, his cloak. That's what it was. But he wants them to believe this is a unified front and all these elders are in agreement. I asked somebody to go right now and ask Elder Mitchell with his wicked ass. Ask Elder Mitchell, do he agree? Is that what was needed? Is that the right step? Did Dow do the right thing by putting Pastor Rufus out the ministry? Let's see if he loves Yah or not. Damn weak ass man.
the question was brought up, you know, what should we do? You know, we're going to try to still do a judgment. And you heard earlier that, you know, Pastor Rufus is only going to receive some of us, and then he wasn't going to receive the other ones and the other leaders. So on the 6-day call, we started talking about it again, and Elder Brent brought up the fact that he didn't think it was being done righteous because there was a singular judgment that was going to happen on the part of Pastor Dow instead of an ecclesiastical court. All right. Well, first of all, like Elder Mitchell said, we never got to that place. We
did get to that place. What are you talking about? I'm out of the ministry, Elder Becker. Y'all hear this? He's telling them that we never got to that place. Yes, you did. I'm out the ministry. And Elder Brent, being a righteous man he is literally telling you in that meeting the day after that this was not done righteously. Dow did this by himself. We didn't make this decision to put him out the ministry. Dow did this. This is wicked. And now you're trying to say, well, we never got to that point. We're there because I'm out the ministry.
We came up with a judgment after that. Okay. We never came up with a final judgment for any of it because after that it was almost mute. But the point is based on the fact that I didn't say anything about because we were doing ecclesiastical, because on 4th day, Pastor Dahl just offered his opinion and he all let us think about it. I mean, we all had input on what we thought this judgment might.
This is lies, y'all. This is flat out lies. He trying to make it seem like everybody. Now, Elder Brent admitted to the part like, man, if we gonna do some this and little slap on the wrist type of stuff, and not this stuff that they put. I would love for Elder Becker to tell me which one of those 11 does he agree with. Since you trying to present it to the people, like all of y'all had input on this judgment, but you just sit here and said on Wednesday, 4th day, y'all, I heard all this information. I can't make a decision. I tell you Friday. Now you telling me Friday y'all had input on this judgment when the judgment was already out there and I already had the judgments Thursday. Y'all see this? Y'all see this?
But no single individual, as far as I could tell, made a singular judgment. We tried to do this corporate through the whole thing.
It's such a lie.
And of course, as they say, the rest is history.
Listen close. I want y'all to listen close to Elder Mitchell, what he says, y'all. Listen close.
1 second. Pastor Dow also on the first Zoom call made the statement that, and he's always said this during these meetings or judgments, we're all equal here. So basically we have to come to an agreement. We can't just walk away and it's just him or it's just one person. A majority rule is not that. Because that's what's been important. So I just wanted to make sure I said that.
Y'all hear that? Pastor Dollars always said in these meetings that we're all equal and no one can just make a decision on their own. We all have to agree. So when you hear that and then you hear what Elder Becker said, I can see why the people there listening would think that all these elders were in agreement. But here's the thing. Elder Brent wasn't. Even if this is the case. Now, we know for a fact Elder Mitchell wasn't in agreement. We know for a fact that Elder Becker wasn't in agreement. But even if they were, Elder Brent wasn't. So how do you go forward when you have that and Elder Brent's telling you no? But again, Elder Becker told you we never got to that point. Remember? He just told you we never got to the point of getting to a judgment. Guess why? You never had a sin. Y'all never once agreed on a sin. That's what that meeting Friday was supposed to be about. It ended up being a damage control meeting to try to figure out how do we present this to the saints. Because Dow just literally, Brother Ryan did a good job of breaking this down, showing you Dow is the one that's actually being presumptuous. Because he took the seat of Yah, not the seat of Moses. He took the seat of Yah. And then he came down and doubled down and told everybody. I showed y'all that in a couple videos ago. Remember? Dow said, this is the same video, y'all, where Dow got up earlier in this video. This 4 hour and 31-minute video, and told them, pointed at the elder, said, I don't need none of them. I don't need their thoughts. I don't need their opinions nor their judgments. I'm the sole head of this thing, and nobody here can judge me. What? What? He said that. If you want to see it, I already got it recorded on one of the videos I did here last. It's one of the last 2 or 3 I did live, right? I can't remember which one it is, but I did it and you can see it on there. But if you want to watch this whole video, it's uploaded on my community channel, my community page, y'all. You can go to my community section and this whole thing's there. You can watch it. But it's early in this video where Dow gets up and literally tells all of them, I'm the sole authority here at Straightway. I don't need none of these elders. I don't need their thoughts nor their judgments. None of them can judge me. And he's saying that because he's telling you, I made this decision and I'm good with it. Nobody here can change it. And now what he's done is intimidated and bewitched and forced these elders to get up here in front of y'all to act like this was a unified decision. Well, they all going to pay for that unified decision because the judgment's coming down on each and every one of them. Dow got up here and make this video the other night acting like he's some kind of prophet. Well, I called the reset. This book said a reset, but nobody knew what the reset was. Not even you. Not even you. What's the reset? You didn't say in the reset that we're going to lose a bunch of people. You didn't say in the reset you was going to go rogue. Okay, Dow, since you such the prophet, since you prophesied all this, tell us what's going to happen next, Dow. Do a video with your dumb ass getting up here telling everybody what's going to happen next. Because guess what? Why are you being judged then if this is the reset? Why is your finances being hit hard? Why is everybody fleeing this sinking ship hard? Why are you out here begging people for testimonies and asking people literally, where are my friends? Where are my friends at? Since you such the prophet and you prophesied that this was your drunk ass, y'all couldn't tell he was drunk in that video? See, I know Dow well. That booger was drunk. He was lit, y'all. He's just a functioning alcoholic is what he is. He was lit. But now he wants to pump his chest. I tried to tell you. You should look to this. I'm the prophet of this generation. He sounds just like R.G. Stare. You sounded just like R.G. Stare in that video, sir. So since you the prophet of this generation, tell us what's going to happen next, Dow. What's going to happen? How's y'all going to resurrect this ministry? Because it's definitely on life support. It's definitely on life support. Nick done a marvelous job showing you how you function like the Nicolaitans and how there is no biblical hierarchy. There isn't. Jesus confirmed it. Paul confirmed it. Everybody confirmed it. But you pushing it still. And you got these numbnuts, CTE having football players, and these crash dummy military dudes following you. This is why you prayed to the devil for these people to come. This is why you prayed. Because y'all wasn't answering that prayer. This is sad, y'all. I had to have y'all hear that last part because Elder Mitchell confirmed this is what we typically do in these ecclesiastical councils. If we don't have 100% agreement, we don't levy a judgment. And guess what? We tell everybody that when they're coming before us. But here's the problem. It should have been me and Dow going before the Most High Yah and the leaders. That's what Deuteronomy 19 says. There was a controversy between me and him. Did not Elder Becker prove that to you? When he said Dow came to him in January before we met in February and said, I got some issues and they disturbed him. And what I'm going to do to Pastor Rufus when I get to that leadership meeting. Then Dow throws his hands up like he's the victim, like the narcissist that he is. Man, I didn't know about anything. When I got to that meeting, I was totally blindsided and I didn't know nothing. You lying dog. So this is why, see, since we can't go before our accusers, that's the one thing I've never been allowed. Why not? Because Dow is king at straightway. He's king of straightway. That's why. If it was any righteousness in any of those men, they would demand, you know what? He got to come before the people, Dow. This has to be brought before the whole entire congregation. Has to be. But ain't none of them niggas righteous. None of them righteous. None of them. And since they all hearken, see, this is just a clear example. Clear example. Thank you, Elder Jim. This is a clear example of how when you tell a lie, you have to keep telling a lie and keep telling a lie, keep telling a lie. See how these lies are just piling up. And then you get these blind false witnesses coming in, believing everything Dow says until all this evidence come out. And then they get quiet. They get quiet. This is why Dow is crying. Think about this, y'all. He says, why don't y'all defend me? Right? Right? Besides dusty ass Elder Rob, what other leader came to his defense? Huh? What other leader came to his defense? Why is Elder Becker not making videos about defending Dow? Since he's up here double-minded self and lollygagging and manipulating the people with his words, with his smooth, because we supposed to be speaking concretely. He's speaking abstractly to the people because he wants them to think that, yeah, I'm with Dow, but I'm trying to tell you the truth at the same time. You got to be able to discern through all this instead of being a man and just saying the damn truth. Same with you, Elder Mitchell. Same with you. This is pathetic, y'all. And we still here, you know why? Because the judgment ain't fully been manifested. It's coming, though. It's coming. It is coming. And these mean men, these brute beasts that want to fill their bellies, I promise you this, they finna get exactly what they got coming. Y'all gonna turn them over to their real enemies. Watch. Because that's what the books say. Since you prophesied and Dow. See, I already told everybody what's gonna happen. I've been telling them this ever since it happened. Been telling you the storm is at the gate. I've been telling y'all this. And this actually been some swift judgment. A lot of y'all think it's been a long time. This actually been kind of swift. For most of y'all, this has barely been 7 months, 6, 7 months. Boy, you think 2024 was something? In this Roman year 2024? Wait till 2025 get here, y'all. Wait. Wait till 2025 get here. Dow ain't, hey, unless they go camping out in that mansion that they building for him, like they can go in there, camp out now and do all that kind of stuff, they'll never spend a night in that thing finished and done. Watch. They ain't gonna spend no time there. Y'all gonna make sure that you finna go build a home for yourself that's 6 times nicer than the house you built for y'all. You know the tabernacle don't even have running water, y'all. It's just 4 walls and a roof. They don't even have running water in the tabernacle. But this man got heated floors, 20 bathrooms, probably elevators. He built his home twice as big as he built the tabernacle, y'all. And took advantage of all the saints. All the saints. Somebody had to come in and do the dirt work. Somebody had to come in and do the framing of the second story. You didn't even do the block on this because it's that concrete, it's the forged wall stuff. You didn't have to lay no block on this one. You doing porches and patios thinking you doing some work. No, the tabernacle ain't got no water in, no bathrooms, no nothing, bro. It's just 4 walls and a sound booth back there and a stage. That's it. But his house, he got heated floors, y'all. Heated floors. For 13,200 square foot. Sitting on a hill, overlooking the pond with the Polaris out front. 13. Some of y'all need to Google it. I know you haven't yet. Google 13,200 square feet, y'all. Look how big those homes are. That's what Dow's building for himself. On free labor. Why do we know that? Because he said it publicly. He'll regret that one day. On free labor. Free labor, y'all. He said it. I ain't paid a dime for the labor on this. That's a lie, though. Do y'all know that's a lie? Because he hired a company to come in and do that brickwork. He hired a company to come in and do the roof. So how you ain't paid for no labor, Dow? How you ain't paid for no labor? This dude lying. Ask him who did the roof then. Ask him who put the shingles in the roof. Ask him who did it. Ask him the brickwork that's on the house already. Ask him who did it. Ask him. I thought you didn't pay for no labor, Dow. I thought only Israelites touched that house, Dow. You are a liar, bro. You are a bona fide hypocrite. And this is why Jesus said, who warned you of what's to come? He know what's coming, y'all. Dow know. If y'all listen to his speech, he is desperate and scared. He knows exactly what is coming. That's why he could call it down reset. Think about it. If any of you ever been drenched in wickedness, it's been your lifestyle, and then all of a sudden it's coming to an end, you know it's coming. You just don't know when that bubble gonna pop. And that's where Dow is right now. You right, Elder Chris, the tabernacle still ain't finished. It still got work that's supposed to be done. But he moved on to his side, talking about, we still building. What, Dow? What are you building on your land now? Nothing. Only thing being worked on your land right now is that big old house of yours. But you'll never spend a night in. You will never spend a night in that house. House is built where pigs used to be penned up, where a house was a pig farm. It was. I remember that land was a pig farm. I remember casting spirits out and sending them into those pigs. I sure do. He paid. See, Elder Chris confirmed it, y'all. He paid outside help to do the brickwork and the shingles, because the brothers didn't do the shingles. I don't even know if the brothers did the trusses. I don't even did they even do the trusses? I'm not 100% on the trusses, but I know they didn't do the shingles. I know they did. So for him to just get up in front of y'all and say all of this has been, I ain't paid for nothing, it's just sad. That is crazy, y'all. Y'all see what he just said there? Elder Chris said that Sister Summers' room is almost as big as Elder Becker's house. Elder Becker got an 1,800 square foot house, y'all. He got an 1,800 square foot house. Her room is that big? Well, that makes sense in a mansion, though. Makes sense. No, he wasn't there learning nothing. He paid somebody, but he lied to you and said he hasn't. Some of you should call him on this and ask why, though. It's something insequential. Why would you get up and lie before the people? Why? And if you're lying about that, what else are you lying about? Why is it that when Pastor Rufus or Brother Nick or Prince of Power or Brother Ryan, when they put these railing accusations out against you, why don't you ever comment about them? Why don't you ever do a rebuttal video to our reaction videos? Why not? Because he know they're all true. And all he's going to do is incriminate himself even more. And he's building a multi-million-dollar home off of your money. All of you that are still sending money in cash apps and all, that's what he's paying for it with. Because he ain't got nothing. What he got? Some YouTube money. Y'all just heard he just got a little YouTube money back. Y'all think he can survive and keep the lifestyle that he got on YouTube money? On that $1,800 a month he get from the military, that 20%? Y'all think he can have his lifestyle off that? Are you serious? Yeah, what he got is a bunch of yes men there now. He got a bunch of brothers, and all they doing is looking for either his spot or the next spot next to him. Because guess what? They just realized he got rid of his right-hand man. That's what everybody viewed me as Dow's right-hand man and second in command and all that kind of stuff, right? So everybody now want to see if they can get in that position and have that kind of favor. That favor was there from Yah, not nobody else, y'all. It was from Yah. And because I was serving the people. You heard Elder Becker say it to you today. I don't talk to the leaders. I don't get to talk to nobody. Remember he just said that? Guess who they talking to then? They ain't talking to Dow. They were all talking to me. Okay, he said Brother Ryan did the trusses. All right. So it was just the brick and it was the shingles that he hired out to get done. Just pathetic, y'all. Just pathetic. Now, on the multi-purpose building, y'all, we hired out at that time to do the pad. The pad that got poured, we hired that out at that time because Straightway couldn't come help us. We didn't have the knowledge. We had enough, but we was like, we just weren't confident, y'all, to do that size of about 40 by 60 by ourselves. So we hired that out. Yep. Now, the foundation, the work that got done down there on the big house, nope, we did that ourselves. Straightway wasn't there either. The thing we did in Alabama, we did that ourselves. Straightway wasn't there. The one we did around the corner for the brothers' barracks, we did that on our own. Nobody was there but Georgia. See, at that point, because I saw how wicked Dow was, I wouldn't even let Alabama, I wouldn't let no other community come help. If you was not a part of Straightway, Georgia, I wasn't allowing you to do nothing on the land at that point. Because he kept trying to act like we couldn't do nothing. And I was like, cool, I'll show you. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. All right. I told y'all at the end, I always get time for questions. So anybody that has a question about anything, we'll spend a few minutes answering questions. If no questions, we're going to shut this down. I wanted y'all to really see what a kangaroo court looks like and how double-minded men operate. I wanted you to see it. Then you got all these guys that have nothing to do, right, with the process, like Kabir, like Michael Israel, like Hungry Hippo down there in Arkansas. Nothing to do with the process, but they acting like in-house experts of what took place. Well, I saw a man that was lazy. Really. What work y'all done did? I got plenty of videos out here showing you I'm at every work site working. What y'all done did? Michael Israel, what your contribution has done is put the people in oppression even more. Now, I understand that wasn't your goal, but that's what you've done. Putting all them cameras and voice recorders there, all you did was put the people in oppression more. That's it. You ain't securing that land. You securing the people that live on that land. Daniel says, question, what was the question and evidence that Becker exposed Dow with that made him run away? Let me remember. Oh, Dow did a video like right before that. And he had said in the video that him and Elder Becker meet with the brethren on the land every morning before they go out and do work. All right. So Becker wanted to show Dow that, like in a humble way, look, you say stuff, but it don't be true. Becker said the last time that him and Dow met with the brothers like that, this is when Becker was on the land working. He said it had to be 7-8 years before that. 7-8 years before that. But Dow had literally said that like a week or so before. And all Becker was trying to do was show him, you got up publicly and said this. And then when people came to me, what am I supposed to say? Because people are coming saying, Elder Becker, why is he saying this? You don't even work on the land, let alone come give us pep talks every morning. But you presenting it to Israel like it's you and Elder Becker working together, and you don't. And mind you, Elder Becker, I had proof text at that meeting, told me that Dow doesn't even talk to him, y'all. He says that if I ask Dow a question, text it or whatever, he don't even respond. What he does is he makes JC, he makes Brett, or he makes Brother Scott answer it. He says, I have zero communication with Dow. But Dow was putting out in front of the people a week before, like him and Elder Becker running this together. And Becker wanted to know, why would you do these types of things? And when he heard it, he's like, you got that same spirit, and got up and walked out. Did he ever address the fact that he just lied to the saints and try to present to the saints? Because Dow don't work on the land, y'all. If y'all go there and actually ask the people that are working on that land, they will tell you Dow don't work on the land. Listen to Brother Jamie's testimony. This was way back in 2012. Jamie said, no, Dow will come on the work site, do a 10, 15-minute video. 20 minutes after that, he gone. That's what he said. Jamie said that. And he was living on Straightway and working on the land. He was in charge of the brothers back then. That's what he said. I've been knowing this about Dow for a while. Why? His brother told me that's what he does. When his brother Sam lived on the land, Brother Juan told me that he does that. Brother Bell, Deacon Bell, he wasn't. They told me all this when I first came. They told me, no, that's not what he do day to day. Now, if we need him for something, he'll make time and come out and help. But that's more what we do. Question. Mir claims the added elders was your decision based on a text message you sent at 11 p.m. Is that true? Man, come on. I think you can answer that. The added elders didn't come because hold on, here's the cadence. Here's the thing. That text message they're talking about, I sent that to everybody, all the leaders in Israel, all of them. Why did we only add 2 or 3? I mean, see what happened there is this Dow. Dow sends me a text. Remember, we went to the leadership meeting. We left. Everybody left that Sunday. That Monday, Dow sends me because I'm on my anniversary with my wife. We didn't go right back to Georgia Community. I went and had an anniversary with Mother Jennifer. Dow sends me a text telling me that he informed Israel, and this is I still got the text. This is his exact words. He informed Israel that they are no longer allowed to come in fellowship at Straightway, Georgia, because of the spirit that is on me. And I say to Dow, how do you got even the authority to tell me I can't fellowship? Who are you to even say that? When we ain't been before no judges, no nothing. Right? So what I did is I sent the text. I don't think it was at 11 p.m. that night, but I sent the text to all the leaders saying, why would y'all allow this man to make a decision about nobody fellowshipping in Georgia when we have not been before any kind of council? We ain't had no nothing. Where does he get the authority to do this? And why would y'all allow him? You got 2 leaders that responded, and they responded like, huh? And what? What are you talking about? They had no clue. See, Dow told me he told all of Israel, but he didn't. He sent that text message to me, Mir, Elder Mitchell, and Elder Brent. That's it. See the deception in it? So then when I sent that message out, guess what Dow accused me of? See, he getting all the other leaders involved. Then Elder Mitchell come, well, you just acting hasty, Pastor Rufus. That ain't me acting hasty. This fool told me he sent it to Israel and nobody could come. I'm supposed to assume after him telling me he sent it to Israel and nobody could come that only was 3 or 4 people? You just need to be patient. No, I don't need to be patient. Y'all need to address this devil. But that's how that went down. And when Becker brought it up, he accused Becker of having the same spirit I got, and he left. You're right about that, Javon, because that was ordained by Yah. Dan, you got some questions, don't you? You said you had 5, didn't you? Okay. He said, Mir said Thou wasn't there to defend himself, so he left. So why didn't Mir leave this meeting right here since you weren't there to, again, the hypocrisy. Thank you. But at that point, I guess he could justify it by saying, well, he's no longer a part of the ministry. But if that's the case, why is Elder Becker telling everybody on that Friday meeting, that 6-day meeting, we got stuff to clean up? We still had stuff to discuss. If a man truly just leaves your ministry, what do you have to deal with on 6th day? If he left 5th day, that's it. Ain't nothing else to talk about. See, this is why I know Elder Becker was lying, y'all. He was lying. And Elder Brent knew he was lying, and that's why Elder Brent bounced. That's why he left. He said, this is so wicked. And all of y'all are participating in this shit. That's why it went down like that. So Mir asked, he got up and left after Dow left because he said, I'm not going to keep continuing to talk after he done left. But he didn't care about me facing he still hasn't cared. And guess what? That same system that he's operating after, which is a worldly carnal system, finna condemn his ass. Wait till he go to court in March. Wait. Or whenever he ends up getting in court. Watch what the Indiana court system does to his ass. Watch. Since you judged on this level, Yah has no choice but you to be judged on the same level. Last question by Brother Daniel. He said, did you break down Mir opening statement from this video? He has harsh claims against you throughout it. Shalom and thank you. Your testimony is overwhelming. I did not. And again, you can put in here what some of those harsh accusations was, but I don't think anybody believes them. I don't think anybody believes them. Because what Mir is going to say is he thought I had a spirit of accusation against Dow because Mir was the first one. After Elder Becker told me what he told me on Saturday night about the help of Straightway, like the stuff going on, when I talked to Mir the next morning on Sunday morning, I brought some of that up, but I didn't tell him everything. And Mir was pissed because he's like, won't you tell me everything? I said, I don't know if I can trust you. I'm trying to see who I can trust to handle this the biblical way. And you can't be trusted because we just caught you lying in these meetings. So he was infuriated with me for telling him that I don't trust him. So any of his accusations can easily be shot down. Again, Mir is... I did not know the level of jealousy and envy that Mir and Corey Phillips had towards me until all this came out. But now it's all like it started making sense. Because here it is, you got 2 brothers that come in and they're instantly pastors, but in their eyes, now I'm saying this properly, in their eyes, they don't get the honor and recognition that a guy that's just a lowly elder gets. Why is so many more people gravitating? Why does this elder have way more responsibility than we have? Why is he more esteemed in Israel than we are and we're pastors? So you got that hierarchy mindset. So then you're looking at me sideways. I mean, he mad because I came to the feast with 5 pairs of Jordans, y'all. Mind you, Saints bought 3 of them. No, Saints bought 4 of them. 4 of them, y'all. My son blessed me with a pair of Jordans. He didn't know that the shoes had a Nike sign on the bottom of them, though. So when they came, he was like, Dad, blame it. I don't care if you throw them away, Pops. I'm sorry. I said, no, bro. I'm going to trade these for the Jordans I want. Them shoes were so valuable, I was able to get 3 brand new pair of Jordans for those shoes that he had bought me. I went to a store in Atlanta, one of them, not a shoe store, but it's a, what do they call it? A consignment type store. And they gave me 3 brand new pairs of Jordans for that 1 pair of shoes. Then, because of the work I did with Brother Gideon's wife, his second wife, while she was pregnant, She came there, stayed with us a few months. We helped the sister, did some stuff with her, blah, 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 right? He bought me a pair of the 6 rings. They call them 6 rings Jordans. He bought me a pair of those. I brought those. And then there was one pair that I bought on my own. So I had 5 pairs of Jordans. He said I had a whole trunk full of them, y'all. Come on. I got all these people in my family. So I'm going to take away the trunk space for a whole bunch of shoes. See, that's the stuff that he tried to present like now I'm being selfish. But what he won't tell everybody is that my whole shoe collection, any saint that wear my size, no matter who they are, where they are, can come get any shoe they want at any time and keep it. I mean, they could take it and say, well, I want this shoe, and it's theirs. Because I never viewed my shoe collection as my own. It still was the saints. Ask Brother Tim how many pairs of shoes he got. Tim ain't bought a pair of shoes since he's been in the ministry. Because he just go to my closet and get everything he wants. His son does the same thing. His son was praying that when he got older, he would have a size 15 so he could wear my shoes. And guess what? When he went from 12 to 16, he was wearing a size 15. And I can guarantee I gave that boy 70, 80 pairs of shoes. Now, if it's mine, how's that going to happen, y'all? There are other brethren from Texas, brothers from Kentucky, brothers from Mississippi, Alabama, all these brothers. Any brother that had that size, whenever they come, they can just go through and get what they want. No restrictions on any brothers. So is that my shoe collection or does that belong to Israel? You see what I'm saying? Even the weak stuff. Let's just say I did have a shoe collection. That's me taking advantage of the saints, y'all. Mind you, we don't wear Nikes, remember? So where are all these expensive shoes? Y'all know the Nikes are the ones that cost all this money. Where are all these expensive shoes at? I think the most I ever paid for a pair of shoes like that, like $200. That's like standard price today. Mir told me we have to strike. Oh, y'all see what Elder Brent said? During this process, Daniel Mir told Elder Brent this. He said, Mir told me we have to strike fear throughout Israel so no one rises up against a ruler ever again. So Daniel went from being the peacemaker at the first initial meeting to now he's so offended because I done told him I don't trust him and all this kind of stuff. And he think I'm full of accusations against Dow, to where he feels that we got to strike so much fear in the people that they'll never rise up again. And that's what they got going on right now. But it didn't work because people are rising up and they're just voting with their feet. Mama Clay said, your shoe collection don't cost nowhere near the things Dow has. Point blank period. Man, my shoe collection, I'm telling y'all right now, at the height of my shoe collection, if I'd have put all those shoes, say I had 120 pair, if I'd have put all them shoes out there for to be bought, right, I probably would have got $5,000 for it, y'all. Now, y'all know when it comes to shoe collections, that ain't crap. Some people got multiple shoes in their shoe collection worth way more than $5,000. I think the most expensive shoe that I had that I didn't pay for, I actually won from winning a talent show, was a $700 pair of shoes, but I didn't pay for them. I won a contest and he said, what do you want? And I told him, he's like, man, it's going to be hard to find them, but he found them and he sent them to me. It's hard to find a size 15 shoe. That's my size too. Right, Brother Odell. So what would happen, sorry about that, y'all. What would happen is that when I would find a deal, dang, alarm going off. When I would find a deal, what I would do is just buy them. So if I found a nice pair of shoes that were normally $150 and I can get them for $60-$70, I just buy them. That's what would happen. I ain't denying that. I would just buy them. But again, I guarantee you, well over half the shoes that was in that collection went to other saints. And anybody knew that wore that size, you can come get anything you want, anytime you want. Simple. Any other questions before we shut it down? Okay. Count Brandon says, question, what was the story with James and why was Dow not in the elders meeting? I don't understand what he's saying. The story with James. James who? And why was Dow not in the elders meeting? I don't know what you're talking about, brother, honestly. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know because there was a lot of James in the ministry, so I don't know which one you're talking about. What was the story with James' threat and why was Dow not in the? You talking about brother that plays the guitar, Brother James. He threatened Dow's family back then. He didn't like the way Dow had treated him. He was living on the land, and then when he took his wife, Dow didn't approve of the way he took his wife, so Dow ended up putting him off the community. Not out the ministry, but out the community. And he didn't like it. And he wanted an occasion to go meet with Dow, apparently. Dow would not give him the occasion, so he got mad. And he made a threat that he would burn up Dow's house with his wives in it. And that's what got him put out the ministry. But Dow forgave him, y'all. Dow forgave him. And that man is still back in the ministry. And he's up there playing on the guitar now. But I can't be forgiven, remember? Not that I want to go back to Straightway, because it'll never happen. I ain't thinking about Straightway like that. I'll never, ever be a part of Straightway ever again. And you know why? None of you will, because Straightway finna go down. You ain't got to worry about Straightway in a minute. There ain't going to be no Straightway. So you ain't got to worry about it. But I would never go back, even if that was, new. Jesus had to show up here himself to tell me to go back. Nope. Dissolve that thing and start afresh. Do you know if Dow's home is in a trust and tax exempt as well? It's in the foundation. It's so-called an unincorporated foundation. Or does it all just fall under the same trust as the land? The land is under a foundation as well. Dow getting that stuff, no taxes because of the cemetery that's on the land, but he gonna pay for that because they're finagling and fudging paperwork to get all this done. Y'all watch. He gonna pay for it. You think they think him and Kabir, his girlfriend, they think they super smart and they're gonna get over on this system. Man, name me one person that beat the system, y'all. It ain't even designed for you to beat it. If think about this, y'all, from a spiritual perspective. If the Messiah himself didn't even try to overthrow or defeat the Roman system, why are we? Why would we? Why would we think we're so smart that we can overthrow them and outsmart them? Why? When they came and asked Jesus to pay his taxes, did he not pay his taxes and another brother's taxes? But Dow wants to tell you that it's wise to not pay your taxes. Y'all gonna be fools listening to this dude. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be fools to save a couple dollars. If Jesus paid his taxes, I'm paying my taxes. That's simple. All these loopholes, that's what gets your butt in trouble. Because you move from what do you call it? Now you evading paying taxes. And I think that's the one that's a crime. Watch, man. Watch. See, Dow got a cemetery, so you get certain tax breaks for having a cemetery on your land. But that cemetery is not over all 110 acres. So you don't get the whole 110 acres exempt. So I haven't seen Nelly and Selena on Sabbath Stream in a few weeks. Do you know what's going on? Even if I did, I wouldn't put it out there because that's his personal business, and I really ain't going there unless he put some more personal business of one of the saints out there again. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. So everybody will see soon what's going on. Everybody, just stay tuned. Are people leaving from every Straightway community? Yes, Juanita. And actually, a lot of the communities are shutting down themselves. Yes, Dow is not going to tell you that. But every single community of Straightway is having major issues, and people are leaving each and every one of them. There was a sister in Indiana that got kicked out of the community because she got caught watching my videos. They made her leave, y'all, because they found her watching my videos. But they got love, right? They got love. They found her watching my video. And see, that's the type of stuff I had to repent for. Because that's the kind of brainwashing I used to believe in. You know what? You ain't with us. Don't nothing. Y'all better not be communicating that, man. I'm so glad the Father opened my eyes. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I ain't that stupid no more. Who in the heck drink $200 bottles of liquor? Oh, Dow drinks them all day, every day. And people, we would bring them for gifts for him. And they go through it. Believe you me. It's the high dollar stuff. You don't feel it in the morning when you drink this. I just never liked it. I don't like strong drink. There's not been one strong drink that I've ever liked. When I did start drinking, it just was beer and wine. It was just beer and wine. That was when I drank. Yeah. And I didn't start drinking until I was 42 years old. So, yeah. But, yeah. Saints, I'm going to shut it down. I think we good. We 2 hours and 18 minutes in. I think that's enough. Again, y'all needed to see and hear the truth about how this Kangaroo Court went down. And there may be more to come because this is a 4.5 hour video, y'all, as I siphon through and see different things in it. I may decide to do it. I didn't feel like Mir was worth addressing, y'all, because you can see the judgment of y'all him already. His anger, his rage, his drunkenness. I told Mir and Dow in that meeting, since Dow, now Mir said he didn't have a problem. Of course, because he's bigger than me. But Dow, I said, if you got such an issue with my weight and it's a stumbling block for you, I will get to whatever weight you want me to in the time frame you want me to get there in. So if you tell me drop 50 pounds in 6 months, I'll go do it easily, no problem. But guess what I need from you? Because you and Mir, y'all drinking is offensive, not only to me, but a lot of people in Israel. I got a lot of folk calling me about y'all drinking. So I need y'all to do the same. If you think my weight is a stumbling block to folk, I'll change it. But I need you and Mir to stop drinking in front of the saints. Because y'all drinking is a stumbling block. And Mir actually said, cool, I'm with that. I'm already starting to change and do all that kind of stuff. He said, but I was not offended by your weight. I understand we need to get down, Dial is the only one now all of a sudden so offended by my weight. I don't care why you looking at my weight. My wives ain't offended by it. Them the only ones that actually should care. Them the only ones. Then you got these walruses and these whales and these hungry hippos next to you. You ain't gonna say a word to them because they doing your wicked bidding. They doing your wicked bidding. Over 300, Mir over 350. Mir was way bigger than me. Way. But because he lift weights, he in shape, he got some big arms. So, that booger belly, that booger belly is, man, stop. And he would admit that, though. Mir would just admit it. But if you ever been to Indiana, you see how they eat, man, it's going to be hard. He can't eat the way they eat in Indiana and lose weight. It ain't possible. If you ain't already there, you're going to have to show some serious control. Because I seen them plates, man. I seen them plates. I'm like, God dang. Yeah, they going to do that drinking. And see, Dow really got a problem now, y'all. Because you know what he doing now? When y'all see these cups, y'all think it's coffee and they're tea. Nope, it's drink. Now he's just hiding it. Any of y'all know anything about any kind of dependency or any kind of addiction? Man, when you hiding it, you really in trouble. And that's what he's doing now. Now he just ain't going to let y'all see him drinking. Y'all couldn't tell in that video he did about community that he was drinking. And then that one he did later, he was blitzed, y'all. That video he did about he's some kind of prophet and on Patreon, he was blitzed in that video, y'all. Y'all need to know what functioning alcoholics look like. See, my mom, my dad, all my aunts, all my uncles, all my brothers, everybody was alcoholics in my family, y'all. Everybody. That's why I didn't drink. I lived it. That dude is a functioning alcoholic. He was lit when he made that video talking about he's some kind of prophet and he called this reset. Yeah, it's a reset, all right. It's a reset. I put up there, I said it at the beginning, I'll say it again before I go. In my community section, if any of you are interested in seeing what the tongues interpretation of Mother Carol was that came out during that meeting at Straightway, not this one you're looking at here, the one before that, where he brought the unrighteous leaders into that meeting. She sent that during that meeting. It was 6 things the Most High said. I posted I posted that interpretation on my community. So now everybody gets to see it without Dow cherry picking and saying the stuff that he thinks that it means. You get to see the whole thing there. All right. Saints, I love y'all. Y'all stay encouraged. Keep after it. All right. When I got more, I'll be back. Y'all already know how we do. I may put a post out here because I think me and Mother are going to do what's it called, y'all? Porch Talk. We're either going to do it tomorrow or the following Tuesday. We'll let you know soon, though. All right? But we love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all stay encouraged, all right? Hey, and remember, encourage folk. Vote with your feet. All right? Vote with your feet. We're going to play this fleeing sinking ship to get up out of here. Y'all know how we do. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Blessings.
Flee in a sinking ship. Flee in a sinking ship. Oh, you're not who you presented yourself to be. Oh, you told me a lie, yeah, you sold a dream, you sold a dream. Flee in a sinking ship. Flee in a sinking ship. Get out while you still can. Get out, get out, get out while you still can. May I give you the eyes to see whom the sun sets free is free indeed. Get out, get out, get out while you still can. Flee in a sinking ship. Flee in a sinking ship. You are not who you presented yourself to be. Oh, you told me a lie. You sold a dream, you sold a dream. Flee in a sinking ship. Flee in a sinking ship. Yeah, lead me to walk on the water. Oh, do not let me sink on the ship. Yeah, lead me to walk on the water. Oh, flee in a sinking ship. Flee in a sinking ship. Get out, get out, get out while you still can. Get out, get out, get out while you still can. Hey, hey, hey.